You already know what time it is. We're tuning in to a new batch of Pokemon scalpers getting into their little clown scuffles over some precious product that they can turn around and try and resell online. I'm only half joking when I say that Pokemon scalpers should be officially labeled as terrorists. Like, genuinely, if you are a scalper, you should be forced onto a registry, like as a national security threat. Because these are just violent degenerates. We already saw a young woman who was murdered in Chile for her Pokemon cards because they wanted to get their grubby little paws on her product so they could turn around and resell it. We saw someone recently shot here in America over a disagreement in the Pokemon vending machine line. We've seen oodles of fights that are showing no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, homie. I'm gonna crack you, homie. I don't give a fuck. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? We gonna fight. I don't fight. You don't fight. What you gonna do? What? You don't fight, huh? Why you touch me? Why you touch me? Fucking touch me, bitch.
Hits him with the pepper spray and then boot scooting boogies out of there as quickly as possible with his one box there. It was all worth it, baby. So here's two scalpers throwing down the old clown fiesta, which has become commonplace at Pokemon vending machines or really anywhere that sells Pokemon product at this point. As I've said numerous times, it becomes a PvP-enabled zone, and people throw out all logic and reason, and they just start throwing knuckle sandwiches at each other. In this case, he brought out the pepper spray, so he just pepper sprayed this man and then ran away from him. These fucking losers will fight and fuck their way to one box of Pokemon product just to make like $5 off it online. There is no more pathetic existence than being someone like this.
Guys, stop!
Hey! Break it up.
So here's an interesting one. So apparently the construction workers ganked this guy over a disagreement about Pokemon product in the store because the construction workers had apparently been very disrespectful to a child who had showed up for this product, allegedly. I don't think any children actually ever even get a chance to go to the Pokemon card aisle because it's like walking into Salty Spittoon. You gotta go through like the greasiest fucking gauntlet of goobers imaginable. Plus these loveless, lifeless, worthless piles of shit clear out the entire aisle within the first 10 minutes of the store even being open, so there's not even morsels left for children. But I guess in a very rare instance here, there was. Probably perfect order because scalpers are now just leaving perfect order because they can't resell it as effectively as previous sets. So maybe that's what it was, but the construction workers didn't get the memo that it's not the hot product to scalp anymore. Apparently there was a kid that was looking to get product. These assholes were being rude about it or something. So then this guy stepped in the middle of it, and then the construction workers tried to lay a beat down. You can see that one, like, elderly gentleman, the fucking octogenarian's, like, climbing on the guy's back, throwing sucker punches. He looks like a squirrel that's trying to get his licks in. And then we have another angle of this scuffle, and I swear to God, that old guy is throwing his punches in slow motion. It's like he's lagging. I'm watching a punch thrown at 4 FPS.
Break it up. Break it up. Come on, bro. Come on, y'all. Come on, bro. You step up to my dad. Hey, that kid. Bro, he's talking about hitting a little kid, bro. No, he's talking about hitting a little kid.
I love that the douchebag that had to go 2v1 against this guy is calling the other guy a pussy. You just had to have your little sidekick, your little pocket-sized buddy there, wrapped around his back in order to try and get some of your punches in. And you're calling the other guy a pussy, even though he ate all of your wet noodle punches with no problem at all, and you have the gall to call him a pussy, even though you had to 2v1 him? Oh my god, these scalpers are sickening. Now, of course, there's a very real chance that the other guy is also a scalper, but at the very least, what he's saying seems like something a rational person would have an issue with. Like, hey man, you are cutting in front of this kid and disrespecting a child. This is a hobby for child. This is Pokemon cards. Like, he is calling sense into this. At the very least, I can respect that. And he held his own in a 2v1 here against these relentless, violent lunatics here. All over Pokemon cards, mind you. And I'm going to tell you something. Those three dudes, there's three, but only two of them got involved in the fight. The other one was in the cuck chair. Those three dudes I'm gonna tell you, probably aren't collectors. And they probably don't play the card game either. I don't think they're avid Pokemon TCG enthusiasts. I have a hunch that they might just be scalpers and they're here on their lunch break, so they decided to scoot on in and try and get some product to maybe make a couple of fucking doubloons after work, selling it to a local card shop for an extra $1. Like, it's just so pathetic. I went back and double-checked seeing if there was any more lore and context I could give of what led up to this. Apparently, it wasn't just, like, being rude to the kid or, like, cutting in front of him. They apparently threatened to slap a child at the Pokemon aisle for this product.
Bro, that's a kid. It's Pokemon. No, bro. Come on, meet me outside, bro. Meet me outside. Come on. Wait for me outside. Both of y'all grab me. Wait for me outside. Ain't nobody grab me, bro. You acting for nothing, bro. Bro, I will go beat the shit out of you, bro. I will beat the fuck out of you, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. I'm telling you, bro. I will beat the fuck out of you, bro.
Yeah, I don't think you would, though. You and Grandpa just 2v1 this guy and couldn't do it. So I feel like one-on-one would be even worse for you. You tried to tag team this guy and still couldn't beat his ass or anything like that. I don't know why you're talking so tough when you look like such a bitch here. Again, sucker punches from the back and still eating your punches from the front and handling you just fine. I think that guy probably would have won if he did actually step outside with them. It's just pure lunacy. There is no low that these scalpers won't sink to. If that is true about them threatening to slap a child over Pokemon cards, like, it's completely indefensible, man. These are such worms.
Hands on, hands off, get live. Pokey Streets in Meyer, baby. Let's go. Let's get them. Who's got them hands? Here we go, Pokey Streets. Let's get it. Oh shit, whose man is that?
At first I thought this was at an airport or something. I thought they started introducing Pokemon cards there, which wouldn't even surprise me. Everywhere is, because they just fly off the shelves, mainly because of these fucking scumbags that constantly swoop in and camp out for hours waiting to get their hands on a box of Pokemon. But I believe this is at Walmart, and tensions are bubbling over because there was a chair that was left in line, and then when the person came back to get the chair that was holding their place in line, they came back with 8 people. So someone left a chair and then came in with an entire clown car of people here to scalp the Pokemon product. So then that led to an argument in there, and then things started to get heated. The guy filming's delivering some commentary on it like he's watching a sport.
Hey, no, we gonna ask you one motherfucking time, bro.
Get live. Fucking let him know. He's got a crutch. That ain't fair. Man, Pokemon cards, you all are wild and he's pulling up, bro. Don't count him off the fight. He's pulling up.
I'm gonna go at it with a crutch, really.
He said tag team. You want some? We getting some. Lion Meyer, baby. We live. He don't want jack shit. He want none of that. Sheesh. This was worth the wake up. Sheesh. Get an Eli.
I'm gonna tell you something that seemed like a mismatch. The guy with the crutch actually had maybe 200 pounds and a whole foot on the other guy in the hoodie who kept throwing up one of these sets here like he was about to use some kind of Tekken move. I don't know what he thought would happen had he not been held back. This was probably just one of those peacocking things where he was trying to appear really big and was just very grateful that his friend was squeezing his tits and holding him back. Because had he been unleashed there, I think the guy with the crutches would have actually just fucking dismantled him. And when that guy lifted the crutch over his head, I thought we were about to see some Looney Tunes type shit where he bonks him on the head and he starts seeing stars and all of that. I thought it was about to get like real WWE-esque, but it didn't. I guess things simmered down after the screaming match there.
I pulled are only like 20 to 30 bucks. And it makes me mad every time it does that. Hold on one second. I'm getting a notification. Hold on one second. One second, guys. Getting a notification.
Here's a little bonus I wanted to slip in here because this clip blew up. This is a whatnot scammer. This guy is Clayton's Cards, and Clayton hatched a nefarious scheme. So this is a rip and ship. For those that don't know what that is, you pay the streamer to open packs for you and you get the pulls from it. So someone has paid for this pack and Clayton is going through the pack and then he happens to catch a glimpse of the hit at the back. You can see that there is a foil in the back, potentially a really big chase card. And Clayton notices this and the world stands still. Time ceases to exist. And he starts to cook a little bit. He starts to activate some neurons and he decides, you know what? I want it. I can't do this. So he does something where he says he's getting notifications and he pulls the entire thing off screen and he swaps out the card. This is a bait and switch. It's a pretty standard scam, but usually they're not as blatantly obvious as this. And also, you can see enough of the card here so people figured out what the card was. It is literally a $3 card. So what he did is he bait and switched on a $3 card to one of the sellers here to scam them. He did inevitably get banned, but look at how he tries to finish the show here and get away with it.
Hey, yo, Nash, you go crazy.
Can everybody hear me good? Can you guys hear me good? Sorry, I'm getting notifications for Amber Alerts.
A video's been popping off showcasing a judge blowing a gasket, all because an IT guy goes up to the stand to try and help him, and then afterwards kind of casually banters with the judge a bit. And I use the word banter really loosey-goosey because he was just being very casual conversation with the judge, and the judge took it as an insult, as a sign of disrespect, and then even, threatened to get his supervisor. It's just pathetic. He just throws a tantrum. So we're going to talk about that video in a second. We went over it on stream, and it turns out this judge is known for this. There's an entire channel dedicated to showcasing his constant anger and his fury. He has a shorter fuse than a fucking bomb-omb out of Super Mario 64. He is constantly having a conniption. And it's not directed solely at IT guys who've done nothing wrong. He also just takes out his fury on anyone who steps into his courtroom. You're walking into a fucking WrestleMania. You've entered his domain expansion here. Did you see the clip of the judge crashing out over the IT guy fixing his laptop in 2 seconds?
And you're disjoined from...
Of course you don't.
And you're disjoined from the audio here, right?
Yeah, should be.
Let me see. Sorry.
Mariah, did I make this up?
5 seconds. 1 second. You don't have to go far. You're disjoined. Okay. Yeah, you're good. Okay. False alarm.
No, it wasn't a false alarm.
False negative. Sorry.
Don't joke around. I'm serious about this. It was happening. Again.
I understand. I'm just saying I can't see it, sir.
We're good. Thank you. Get out of my courtroom. Find his supervisor. Jesus Christ.
What?
Sick and tired of this bullshit today.
What? I don't even understand. I don't understand. This looks like the biggest fucking dweeb. That guy is so used to seeing the inside of toilet bowls from all the swirlies he got growing up. Now he's got some power, so he likes to exert it, it seems. What a loser, man. Then I found out there's a channel dedicated to him called Court Disorder who clips all his freakouts. No way. Wow. The IT guy did nothing wrong, and here's Nerdy Nathan going ballistic over it for no reason. Mods, can we ban this guy? Get out of my courtroom. And find me his supervisor ASAP. Now, in a couple of the cases that we watched, it seems as though he was rightfully upset in certain cases at some of the lawyers who showed up unprepared or didn't show up at all previously, so he was kind of calling them out on some bullshit and doing so pretty aggressively. It's like, he is a judge that is solely born from League of Legends solo queue toxicity, it feels like. Anytime there's anything even slightly out of whack, he just, melts down about it and goes off the rails. He just has a complete inability to control his emotions. He just has no impulse control at all. And when watching him handle some of these cases, it feels like he just makes immediate decisions based off of what mood he's in. So in a couple of cases, they're trying to present him with things or tell him things or ask him to look at things. And he's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Nope. Can't make me do that. And it had me going up in arms like, how is that fair? How can you just decline to look at some of the things they're presenting to you when presiding over this case? So it feels like if he just doesn't like the cut of your jib, he might just not even bother looking at or listening to any of the things you try and show him or present to him. It was very peculiar. Now, of course, I don't know all of the nuance to the cases. Maybe he was really brushed up on the case before they got there, so he didn't want to waste his time, his invaluable time, reading some of the stuff they try and put in front of him. I don't really know. But his smug attitude about all of it really felt very unfit for a courtroom. It was not conducive to a professional environment on a place that's supposed to be very serious.
Not that I'm aware of. Is this in regard to the KSG law firm?
Ma'am, I don't know. Do you have a lawyer?
Yes, I do.
Are you responding to that lawyer?
I haven't had any. I'm assuming your case has been closed.
Who's he looking at? He has saved someone the stink eye big time over here. Oh, it must be her lawyer. Her lawyer must be sitting over here, and he's like, uh-oh. Uh-oh, bud.
I'm in Harris County. I'm in Houston.
Could you give me an address?
I'm not comfortable with that.
Well, ma'am, I don't really care if you're comfortable. I'm calling from a court, and I'm the judge sitting on the bench. I'm trying to deal with your case to help.
How is she supposed to know that, Nathan? Anyone can say that. You don't have an official number that pops up like, this is the judge. I am Judge Nathan contacting you. Anybody can say that, man. Obviously, it's a very natural thing to be like, I don't know if I'm comfortable just giving this complete stranger who's fucking cold called me my address and everything.
Your minor child.
You don't know my voice? I'm Judge Nathan. True. That's so true.
This is Judge Nathan Miller, and I'm calling from the 215th District Court in Harris County. Who am I speaking with?
Well,
Ben.
this is a case on behalf
Ben Dover.
I need to know where you are right now. Where are you right now?
Sorry.
Where are you right now?
He's like if Review Brah donned the Green Goblin mask. It's like when Osborn got fully taken over by the Goblin persona. Man.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, we're here today, Your Honor, because the court set the emergency hearing for.
Because you requested one, sir.
Your Honor, what happened was...
You didn't appear at my hearing yesterday again.
If I may...
I like his facial expressions a lot. Staring daggers through this man right now. He is tweaking.
Respond, Your Honor?
Please, I'm waiting.
So, Your Honor, as it relates to yesterday, and non-appearance for yesterday, the short answer is that it was not on my calendar.
Were any of the other 6 hearings you didn't attend on your calendar?
It was 6 hearings that I missed.
You want to go through the record again?
No, Your Honor. But Your Honor, what happened on yesterday as it relates for hearing, as the court is, my client.
I instructed him to be here today. Where is he?
Okay, I have no.
I'm about to issue a bench warrant. Where is he?
Your Honor, I have no idea where my client is.
Okay.
Jesus.
May I explain?
You may not. I'm asking where your client is. You don't know.
Your Honor, if I may.
See, these moments right here, he's like super justified. This guy's fucking slapping him.
By the time I got the order and tried to reach out to him, I could not reach out to him. I could not contact him.
Why don't you contact him right now and see where he is?
If I may, Your Honor?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do it on the record. I'd like an address where he is because I'm about to send out the constable.
Yeah, get him on the horn. I want to hear him. Hey, Chip, where you at, bud? Dave and Buster's. Brother, you got to be in court. All right, just hurry on over. You're in contempt. Don't you ever cough in Nathan's courtroom again.
This is probably the 10th phone call that I've made.
Please record your
And this is what I get. I've sent an email. I've sent text messages.
When did you send the last email to him?
Last email was sent to him probably at about 5 o'clock this morning.
Why don't you show me that email?
5 o'clock this morning?
Mr. Rhodes, frankly, I don't believe a word you're telling this court at this point.
Well, wait till you see this email. Sorry,
Jeff, you find out who's in.
I just sent 200 emails this morning. I got to just keep scrolling through, I guess.
Ready room, please.
Bro, what are you doing? Scrolling Twitter or something, brother? There's no way you've sent 2,000 emails since 5 a.m. Is he hoping the judge just forgets?
Actually, by way of correction, Your Honor, the last email sent out was at 7:24 a.m. this morning.
Okay.
Damn.
And your client doesn't want to respond to this case?
You're telling me he's actually sent that many emails in one day? He was scrolling for like 30 seconds. That's crazy.
Does your client want to prosecute this case anymore, or should I dismiss it?
No, yes, he does, Your Honor. He does want to prosecute the matter.
So where is he?
I have no idea where he is.
Go find him right now.
May I be excused?
Yes. Gil, can step back.
See, in moments like this, I'm fully on Nathan's side. This guy is just fucking no nonsense. All right, now get out of my sight. Get the fuck out of my sight. Go find him and show me your emails. See, that's cool. See, that's when Nathan's got aura. Not when he's fucking freaking out on the IT guy over nothing.
No, you may not. This hearing is over. Jesus Christ, these people today. Step away. You're about to be cuffed.
The certificate of last
what went so wrong?
Declaration are on file.
I get it. And you have to deal with my wrath because you're covering for somebody else.
That's what I signed up for. Let me.
You got Nathan to give you a little laugh there. You're about to get fucked, sir. You don't even know what you're in store for. Wrath doesn't even quite cover it.
But other than that, I think we're moving smoothly with everything else, right? But discovery's all done too.
Set for trial?
I don't know if it's... Sorry, Henry?
When are you set for trial?
April 27th.
So why can't you get it done between now and then?
Just don't have them on... Sorry, they're just not scheduled at that time.
Okay. That's months from now.
April? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sorry, April 2006. I said 2007, didn't I? 27.
What?
2000.
I know, April 2027. April 27th, 2026. Why can't you get it done?
That's next month, right?
Do I have to tell you that?
Your Honor,
What the fuck? What? How are these lawyers? What? Man, Nathan, good heavens! What kind of court? What does he oversee? What cases does he oversee? Why are the lawyers fucking stupid?
Why aren't they done by now? I'm sick and tired of people not moving their cases in this courtroom.
Fair. That's fair.
I mean,
I know there's a number of written discovery issues that
we've been trying to contact her, and plaintiff's counsel trying to get her contact with us too.
Did you ever ask the court for intervention?
I don't know what the court's intervention does.
Okay, I'm disbarring this man. I, Judge Nathan, declare that this man in front of me is no longer a lawyer. Please get him out of my courtroom.
You're going to need more than 30 seconds. Sit down.
Sir.
Wow. The client was better off representing themselves, to be honest. If that's the lawyer that you got there, holy. What the fuck? That's gotta be his first day or shadowing the other dude. There's no way. Yeah, that is crazy.
This is what I would ask in front of a jury, Your Honor.
You've got to be kidding me.
Hey, man. Nathan's got some lowlights, all right? We found him through a real weak moment here. But I'm telling you, he's winning me over. What a great response to that. This must be some kind... You do this in jest, right? This is jest? You're making a haha with this on my lap? You've presented me with, right? A goof?
Want me to award $20 million?
Total's 13 and
13? Okay, no. Put on your evidence. Let's see. Ms. Kovacs, can you hear the court?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here. I can hear you.
All right, would you raise your right hand? Solemnly swear and affirm that you will a true translate from, I believe it's Portuguese to English and English to Portuguese to the best of your ability?
Yes, I swear.
Thank you. And would you state your name for the record, please?
Danielle Pinarel Kovacs.
All right, who would you like to call?
Sheila Johnson.
Ms. Johnson, would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I need you to speak in Portuguese if you're going to speak in Portuguese.
Sim.
I need you to let her translate, or it's not going to work for us, okay?
What? I don't know what just happened there.
Did you translate any of that?
What? What's happening?
Ok, ele quer que você jure que você vai estar falando a verdade, apenas a verdade.
We're resetting this hearing. This is not going to work. You need to be here in person.
Wait, what? All right, someone explain to me what just happened there. Why did that go tits up so quickly? Because she needed to translate what he said before the answer. Ah, okay, so it was out of turn. So, okay, gotcha.
Ms. Travis, for purpose of the record, I am revoking my order to allow Master Word or whoever it was to allow this translator to appear in by Zoom today. This is not acceptable. This hearing needs to be reset.
That was instantaneous.
Ms. Kovacs, get licensed or don't show up in front of this courtroom again. We're done for today. You'll have to reset it.
Thank you.
Wow. Jesus Christ, that was like a full-blown like Reddit mod moment. You posted cringe, you're banned. Don't let me catch you posting memes in general ever again. Like some Discord mod shit.
Ables versus Palmer.
We had a PowerPoint to go along with our presentation.
I don't have time for a PowerPoint. I have a jury in the box. Let's come up here and have your hearing. We're here on today?
Just you're on a plea and abatement.
What if wait, can he just... I imagine the PowerPoint was probably part of the case, right? Can he just be like, I don't want to see it. Fuck that. Do something. Can he do that? I feel like that the PowerPoint was probably important. They can? Can they if they like fully submitted the PowerPoint? Well, I guess it wouldn't... They're not onto evidence or anything yet, so I guess it would be like a preliminary thing, so I guess it wouldn't be like admissible or whatever because it's not evidence. I don't know enough about court or anything here, but damn.
It was a motion to transfer venue and
I see the motion to transfer venue. Where was the plea and abatement?
they were filed in the same document.
When was the notice?
Judge, may I briefly respond?
Sure.
And this is the a portion of the joint venture agreement where SNCP is signing this agreement.
I can't read that.
Okay. Those are the overlapping stores between the...
What do you mean you can't read that? Isn't it printed off? It looks like it's just normal printed text. Well, this one's confounding. Here, so if you'll take a look at this, here's some evidence in front of you. Can't read. Next. Also, if you... He didn't even put his glasses on to try and read it. You've submitted me blurry paperwork. Upgrade your printer, as he's holding his glasses.
Agreements on behalf of this.
Can't read that.
Okay. Those are the overlapping stores between the stores outlined.
You're wasting my time this morning.
No, Judge. I mean, we have an overlapping issue in these two cases.
They don't seem to be that overlapping to me.
Well, we have the same.
I mean, okay, brother, to be fair, you didn't even read the thing she put in front of you. Of course it's not going to look like it's overlapping. You haven't looked at it. So how the fuck would you know? He legit sounded like Tobey Maguire there. Yeah, true. He does sound a little Tobey Maguire-esque.
You want to go to Jefferson County because you want Jefferson County jury.
Oh, I mean, Judge, we're the defendants in the case.
No.
We're they're the plaintiffs. We haven't filed either one of these cases. They filed this case
Clean
first.
abatement is denied.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We filed a proposed order, but I have one here if you want to.
Take it.
Judge, can you briefly respond
You
about?
may not.
Well,
This hearing is done.
she's asking for a sanction.
Deputy, remove her from my bench now.
Wow, that short fuse.
Your Honor, may I speak?
No, you may not. This hearing is over. Jesus Christ, these people today. Step away. You're about to be cuffed.
Yeah, I don't get that one, Nathan. It's hard to root for you in that one there, buddy. He not only didn't look at anything that was submitted, he didn't even know that those were the defendants in the case. Huh. Yep, that one seems like a big old Nathan blunder there.
Have we made any progress?
Uh-oh. Oh, God. Uh-oh.
On why we need the continuance, yes, Your Honor. So this is the dram shop and that case, and
Were you not supposed to mediate this case by December 29th?
we wanted to, but we did.
No, you were ordered to.
Oh, fuck.
What do you mean, oh? You were ordered to.
I think we had a conflict with the severance issue and other parties.
You're going to jail. You've made me mad. You're going to jail.
The motion for continuance is denied. I'll see you in April.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Honor.
Yes. Next time, ask before you leave the bench.
My apologies, sir.
That one was a fucking journey. Oh yeah, and here's the IT. I just noticed they have it up on members, the one we watched earlier. What a weird rabbit hole. I'm going to try and use my power of incorrect predictions for good instead of evil. I will boldly, proudly, with my whole chest state that Bloodborne 2 will not be revealed at the Game Awards. A statement I didn't even think needed to be uttered, but the hopium, it's overflowing right now. The cup runneth over here for people to see Bloodborne 2 at the Game Awards next week, because Jeff Keighley posted a wacky statue, which does look very cool. It's a very aesthetically pleasing little doodad there, a little doohickey. And then there was a reply to it with a bunch of like redacted information, like it was fucking Epstein files there at the Game Awards. And this sent people into a frenzy trying to find ways to brute force Bloodborne into it to make it seem like this is confirmation it'll be Bloodborne 2. I don't buy into it at all. Would love to be wrong, though I'm gonna tell you, I'm batting with a tremendous record right now when it comes to my predictions on Bloodborne 2 not being real and probably never being real, at least not for many more moons to come. But anyway, let me show you the statue, let me show you the Game Awards riddle around it so you can start forming your own thoughts on what it could be. And then I want to tell you a little new piece of information that dropped this morning, a little tidbit that I think would be so fucking embarrassing if this actually is the reveal. But you know what would be even more embarrassing? If people found out you didn't shower using Cheeky soap. It's the best soap in the universe. What are you waiting for? And right now is the perfect time around the holiday season because Queso and I just got our collab soap out. We got the Naughty and Nice. So go to usecheeky.com right now and really upgrade your hygiene game. Yes, I want to talk about the Jeff Keighley cryptic tweet that a lot of people are speculating could be a reference to Half-Life 3, to Bloodborne 2, and all that. So it's this right here. I already talked about it when it got posted. It's that right there, but the Game Awards replied with this. The blank are silent, blank bleeds, new blank stir. And that right there has been a bomb in the Bloodborne Hopium community. It's a very cool statue, by the way. Very cool. They do this every year. Not really to this degree. There's never been a year where I thought, maybe it could be Bloodborne until now. And even then, I still don't really think that. I just think if someone's going to go this hard for, like, teasing an announcement, it's either gotta be something people have been begging for a long time, or a delusional company that's about to just beclown themselves in front of the entire Game Awards and God. Like, imagine this is all just an announcement for some, like, fucking shovelware gotcha game or something. It's definitely not gonna be Elder Scrolls. If you want to know what I think it is, and I don't think anyone's going to be, like, necessarily pleased, I think it's Saros. So, if you look at Saros, and this is a game that's got, like, a lot of meat behind it, and it looks like a cool game. I think it's this. They've already teased this game before. The style of that statue is kind of similar. I think it's probably going to be Saros. And I also don't know how this would have, like, applied to Bloodborne, other than the reach of, like, New Blood Stir or something, Moon Bleeds or whatever. I just do not think it's Bloodborne 2. But do you really think they would do all this marketing for a game that's already announced? Seems like a waste. Brother, it's the video game industry. Of course they would. They do all kinds of nonsensical shit. The hunters are silent. It could be. I'm kidding, it won't be. I'm still very confident this is not Bloodborne. I don't even think the style really looks all that Bloodborne-esque. This would be a crazy departure from the aesthetic of Bloodborne. It literally has to be Duskbloods. See, Duskbloods I could definitely see. Since we don't know a ton about it, it is FromSoft, so they'd probably go hog wild for it. I could definitely see it being Duskbloods. Diablo 4, maybe. That would be the most deflating shit. That'd be worse than a gacha game announcement. If they're just announcing a new patch. All we know for sure is that it's not God of War, Elder Scrolls 6, or Diablo. All those have been debunked. Unless it's a red herring. Just like when they said they weren't going to show us a Silent Hill trailer at the PlayStation Now like 6 months ago, and then they did at the end. As a bait and switch. Diablo 4 Season 11 goes live on December 11th, 8:30 PST, right after the Game Awards. Take that as you will. God, that is going to be the most foolish fucking thing if this actually is Diablo 4. So now, what if I told you that there is quite a bit of meat behind the theory that this statue is related to the Lords of the Fallen? For those that don't remember, Lords of the Fallen, well, the original Lords of the Fallen was one of the worst Souls-like games for its time. That shit blew major ass. I even replayed that a few years back when I was going through, like, my Souls marathon, and I just couldn't finish it. It was too goddamn awful. They reignited that franchise 2 years ago with The Lords of the Fallen, and when this puppy released, let me tell you, it came to an overwhelming cacophony of meh. The reception was that the game was okay, it was mid. I played it on release, and it was clunky with a lot of problems, but it had some interesting ideas. Over the course of the last couple of years, they've released like 70 or something updates to it to try and put lipstick on that pig, and as I understand it, it is much better now than it was when it came out. So hats off to them for putting in the effort to make it better. I haven't gone through and tested it myself, but I'll trust people's words that it is in a much better state now than it was when it released. But even still, I don't know how strong the Lords of the Fallen community is to be salivating to such a degree that they would commit to this, like, big marketing push, this like cryptic thing, all to reveal more Lords of the Fallen content on its way. I feel like if that is the case, and I'll show you the evidence here, the audience will be silent. Like, even fans of Lords of the Fallen are saying, like, this would be pretty underwhelming if it's you guys doing this. Because, like, again, even though the game's in a better state now, it's not exactly something that people have been dreaming about, fucking soiling their britches hoping for, and getting, like, this really big, like, mystery ahead of the Game Awards where some big things do get revealed. It would feel very, like, if it is Lords of the Fallen 2. Anyway, though, they posted this tweet, "Something stirs within, ready to rupture," and people were quick to notice that something stirs within so soon after the Game Awards thing. Well, that's a little odd considering stirs is there as well. And the aesthetic of the statue does match the aesthetic in Lords of the Fallen. Also, the way Jeff Keighley initially tweeted, "Regal inspiring thickness," is very similar to how Lords of the Fallen tweeted, "Executions, tentacles, rotting corpses," all things also present on that statue. There is also mention on their Twitter of blood and bleeding. They like to use the word bleed a lot. So there are some things that seem to suggest this could be Lords of the Fallen related. But nothing concrete, nothing confirmed, but that right now seems to be the leading theory. And if that is the case, wow, what a letdown that will be. Like, I hope Lords of the Fallen 2 will be great and a huge improvement on the first one. But man, to get like everyone's hopes up that this could be something that we've been waiting for a long time, only to have it be Lords of the Fallen 2, would be such a shame. I feel like there'd be very few people that would find that satisfying if that's the reveal. I don't think there's gonna be fucking people pumping their fist, "Oh yeah!" or anything like that. But we'll see. Again, it's not confirmed to be Lords of the Fallen 2. This could still very well be something else, something big. But I don't think it's going to be any of, like, the crazy pie-in-the-sky ones. I don't think it's going to be Bloodborne 2. I think there's a fucking 0% chance of that. I think I'll probably hit a growth spurt before that game ever comes out. I don't think this is Half-Life 3 related at all. And I don't think this is Elder Scrolls related either. So, anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a bit. That's it. So, yeah. A lot of you know this, but I recently took up the multi-year task of watching every video game adaptation ever made. So every movie based on a video game, I will be watching to find definitively the best one and the worst one, ranking them from worst to best. I've watched in total 6 now, but I've only made 2 videos on them, one for Silent Hill 2006 and one for Silent Hill Revelations. But I've watched 4 others, I just haven't made any content on them. And that's because they're more modern movies, which means the copyright on them is a little stricter. So like when I did Silent Hill Revelations, that got flagged pretty hard. Immediately YouTube came in with the fucking whistle, the hall monitor badge, and slapped the old copyright claim and block handcuffs on the video. So for these 4, I don't think I could make big videos on each of them, so instead, I'm just gonna yap about them right here to your face. So spread your lats, get ready, I'm coming in hot. So the first 3 I did in a batch because I was just gonna make one video for this entire series of live action video game adaptations. It's the Tomb Raider series. I didn't want to break these up into individual videos. I thought it'd be better just to do them all in like a batch. So let's start with 2001 Angelina Jolie fronted Tomb Raider. This movie I actually have pretty fond memories of because I actually watched this after coming back from the hospital and having an eye patch on my eye because my friend's dog bit my eyeball. So I spent the day at the hospital, they were tending to my wound, they were performing voodoo magic and dropping, sacred Phoenix down eye drops in there to fix it all up. And when I got sent home with an eye patch on, my dad threw on Tomb Raider and he said, "We're gonna watch this tonight." To date, probably still the only time my father has ever willingly watched a video game adaptation, or anything even loosely based on a video game. I think it was just that early 2000s Angelina Jolie hype train. So, this film is somewhat sentimental to me. And going back and watching it, I can confidently say, it's fine. Like, it's a fun movie. It doesn't do anything super special. It's very much a product of its time, which I actually think is a really charming aspect of it. everything about this film wants to be extreme. So like the very first scene, she's like hanging upside down and then fights a robot. And actually, the robot looks pretty good. Like, this film does have some very bad CGI moments. I mean, it's 2001, of course, it's gonna have some fucking wonkiness. But for the most part, I actually think this looks better than most of the old DCU movies from a few years back, like with The Flash and all of that shit. This film looks pretty solid overall, and it's really fun. She's using video game moves during her robot fight, so she's doing like backflips and shit. She's dual wielding and doing all kinds of like gun fu on it. It's like really well choreographed. And it of course tries to suckle from the teat of the Matrix because, I mean, it's the early 2000s. So it has like her dodging bullets and stuff and doing those kind of maneuvers, which really fits in line with the Lara Croft character overall, to be honest. I really think the action in this was a slapper. I thought it was such a good thrill ride. Now the story, you know, it's nothing amazing. I was surprised to see Daniel Craig here, but the story, I wrote it down. Basically, the bad guys have a chance at getting a triangle key, or they'll have to wait 5,000 years because of planetary alignment cucking them. And okay, I went out of order because I jumped from like my plot synopsis to Angelina Jolie wore tit enhancers. So, I'm jumping around a little bit. Yeah, Angelina Jolie has like a quadruple D cup here that is extremely perky, and I looked it up. She wore booby boosters. She had breast augments, like big padding, in order to more closely resemble the Lara Croft diamond titties, like the pointed polygon titties. So that's worth mentioning. I thought that was kind of wacky that they did that. But anyway, the plot, they need to get this triangle key. It's the Illuminati. The organization is the Illuminati. They need to get this key in this very strict time frame so that way they can get the artifact that will allow them to control time itself. So they have like a time manipulator doohickey doodad that they're trying to get their greasy little Illuminati paws on. And eventually Lara Croft meets the bad guy, and he's fundamentally just a Redditor. He's like a prototype Redditor. All of his lines are so cringy. Like, one of his lines is, "Your ignorance amuses me. What a pleasurable torment this shall be," and stuff like that. There's also a side booby scene with Angelina Jolie, which I vividly remember being like a big like wow moment back in the early 2000s. So that was cool, I guess. But yeah, basically, she is trying to stop them from getting the Triangle of Light and controlling time because you don't want that power in the bad guy's hands. So she is now trying to get the Triangle of Light herself. And it is a lot of action. There's like a bungee cord fight in her mansion, which is a really cool mansion, by the way, and the bungee cord fight is really cool. Again, I think the action super slaps. Daniel Craig, like I mentioned, is here, and he's like a pseudo love interest of Angelina Jolie, but he's working for the bad guys, and he's also kind of cringe. He is very on the nose with his exposition, so he reveals like the big twist that he's been contracted with the Illuminati to get the Triangle of Light, and he says, "Lara's in it for the glory. I'm in it for the money." So that's his whole character trait. Money, 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 money. He's Mr. Krabs. It's not deep. This film doesn't even really try to give you a compelling narrative, and that's by far like the worst element of it. It's fun. Like, it's a fun adventure. They go a lot of different places. She solves little puzzles and riddles, all of which are kind of cool. But there's no emotional weight to it. So Daniel Craig, his name is Alex. At the end of the film, they're all standing off, trying to get their hands on the Triangle of Light, and in order to try and force Lara to give over the Triangle of Light, the bad guy throws a knife and kills Alex. And thus, it prompts Lara to get the Triangle of Light to reset time, so that way she can save Alex. But you don't really care because the relationship between these two fucking sucks. That shit is flatter than my ass, and I have Hank Hill ass. So, by far the worst part of the film is like its story. It doesn't really do much to make any chemistry between the characters, but overall, I really did enjoy watching it. It is a fun early 2000s action flick. Now, moving on to the next Lara Croft Tomb Raider film. This one's Cradle of Life. This one has Gerard Butler. I didn't remember him being in this film either. But this one, I think, is definitely a step backwards. I think this one is just worse in every possible department. The action's not nearly as flashy or as cool, but I don't think it is a bad movie. It's just definitely worse in comparison to the first one. So, like, in the very beginning, there's a CGI rock avalanche at a wedding, and it looks like shit. It somehow looks worse than the first movie. I'm guessing what happened is for the second film, they thought maybe they could, cheap out on the visual effects and maybe just focus more on star power with having Gerard Butler here and, Angelina Jolie. But it doesn't, I don't know, there's no chemistry between them either. I guess there's a little more between them than her and Alex from the previous film, who is completely forgotten, by the way. I don't think they even mentioned his name once here. It's like he never even existed. They fucking vanished after the Triangle of Light brought him back to life. But yeah, as more and more memories of it are coming back to me, I watched this 2 weeks ago. I wrote everything down, but as I'm remembering more of it, it is actually significantly worse than the 2001 Tomb Raider film. There's this CGI shark where she's swimming to get this golden ball, and there's this CGI shark actually looks like something out of an indie game from Steam. Pretty, I don't know what happened in the visuals department. I think that maybe they went on strike or something. They said, fuck it, I'll have my son finish it. He's used Blender once. I don't know what went wrong, but yeah, it looks much worse. Also, the story is a lot worse. There is still a grand sense of adventure that I can appreciate, but it doesn't really have as many intricate puzzles or anything to solve. It's all a lot more streamlined and on rails. So it loses that sense of scale that the first one kind of had. And I also hate the villain in this one even more than the last one. He's even more cringe. So this guy is a world-renowned super genius turbo megamind galaxy intellect, but he uses his mind for evil. He turns to a life of crime where he becomes a bioweapons trader. And he likes to release poison weapons to the world just to watch it all burn. So he's giving this speech about how he just likes to see the effects of his bioweapons, his virus. It's some shit out of Umbrella Corps, really. So he's giving this speech and he's talking about how, he released enhanced Ebola, super Ebola, and wants to sell it for $100 million to some bad guys. But he doesn't even really care about the money. He more so just likes people using his super Ebola and all of his other, engineered viruses just to kill people for the sake of it. But he believes that there is an even more potent bioweapon out there that he wants to get his greasy paws on. Pandora's box. That's the main item that must be retrieved by Lara because she doesn't want that falling into his hands. So MI6 gives her a huge exposition vomit sesh. They diarrhea out tons of info on the bad guy. I didn't write his name down, so I don't even remember the bad guy's name. But he really is that forgettable. He's kind of just a fucking loser. But he wants to use Pandora's box to kill the whole world, because Pandora's box in this film is a plague. That is what is in the box, and he wants to unleash it to destroy the planet. That is his entire mission, his whole goal. And Gerard Butler enters into the fold. His name is Terry, because Laura needs to team up with Terry because he's the best tracker she knows. He's the most equipped for this mission. But he's in jail. He gets a deal from Laura to get him out of jail as long as he teams up with Laura, and the two then go try and get Pandora's box to stop the bad guy from having it. They drop out of the battle bus into China, and they find this underground group, the same group that she fought after the CGI sharks when she was getting the golden snitch. They confront the group. They're called the Shay Ling, and Lara Croft kills one of the guys, and then they drive motorcycles on the Great Wall of China. And then after they escape the Shay Ling, after causing a ruckus, Gerard Butler, Terry, reveals how he's still really salty that their relationship didn't go anywhere. These two were once romantic. Almost in love, you could say. But then, things went cattywampus and he's not happy. And Laura, she does not trust Terry. Yep. I did a really bad job at writing down the plot synopsis here. It's all over the place. But yeah, I wrote this down and it's true. Terry's basically the exact same character as Daniel Craig. Personality-wise, he fills the same role. Literally a one-to-one carbon copy of Alex. I have to imagine Daniel Craig just had other obligations, so he couldn't be part of this film. So they're all right, we'll just write a new guy and forget about Alex. Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. But anyway, the reason their relationship crumbled is because he left her and abandoned his country, but he regrets it. Anyway, though, I don't know why I'm getting even deep into this, because it doesn't matter. It's not fleshed out. It doesn't feel natural. There's no real chemistry between them. Again, it's very stale. Ultimately, the big part of this film, the action, is still intact and still fun. Like, the gunfights feel very much out of a Tomb Raider game from the PlayStation. The choreography is still pretty hype. It just looks worse than the first one. It does take a step back in its visuals, but I do appreciate that the action is still flashy and it is still fun. What ultimately happens, though, is they get to Pandora's box. They fight some shadow guardians, which are like these tree demons. So they fight like these, almost like tree imps. They just kill the shadow bad guys, and they're forced by the main bad guy to lead him to Pandora's box. And then she fights the main bad guy who likes bioweapons, and she throws him into a pit of acid that Pandora's box is sitting in. So he starts just melting and dying next to Pandora's box. And then Terry and Lara are face to face with the box. Lara obviously wants to leave the box, believing that this plague is too powerful for any one man to have. Terry, on the other hand, wants the box because he wants to sell it for money. He wants money. Remind you of anyone from the first film? So he says, I need this because I want to sell it. And, well, that's not gonna fly. So she refuses to let him, and so he slaps her and gets ready to shoot her, but then she beats him to it, shooting him. It's supposed to be emotional, but all movie these two are just not clicking, so who cares? Wasn't a hard choice is what I wrote down. It's very true. It wasn't a hard choice, and who cares? Overall, Cradle of Light, much worse than the first film, but still not a bad time. I actually find these Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider movies to be pretty charming. Like, I still did enjoy watching them. They're decent films. They're nothing special, but I think they're, I don't know, a good representation of early 2000s action flicks. Now we get to the final Tomb Raider movie, Tomb Raider 2018. I saw this film in theaters. I even did a moist meter on it. I didn't remember a single fucking scene of this movie until I recently rewatched it. Literally remembered nothing from it. It actually was pretty decent. I think it's not as fun as the early Angelina Jolie films, but it's really not bad. It is loosely adapting, loosely is not even accurate. It actually, in a lot of times, one-to-one adapts the Tomb Raider reboot game. Like, it's not perfect, but it does make like a very legitimate, passionate attempt to take the content from the game and translate it to the big screen. Of course, it takes some of its own creative liberties, but overall, it does a really decent job. Also, it's got my boy Walt Goggins in here, and I'm a big Goggins guy. I'm Google for Goggins. I think he is a great actor, and he's really enjoyable in this film as the main villain. He is the best villain in any of the Tomb Raider movies, I would say, very confidently. He's like the only one with an actual motive. He is tasked, and he gets the short end of the stick here, with being stranded on an island until he can procure this ancient paranormal entity that they can use to basically take over the world. This new bad organization. Well, I mean, not exactly new bad organization, but the organization that is the puppet masters to him. He is not allowed to leave until he can find it, but it takes him years to find it. Many, many years. So he is just stuck there, unable to leave, and he just so desperately wants to see his family again. And he will do anything to get back to his family. So he has an actual real motive to be the bad guy. But of course he is very evil. He just kills people willy-nilly. So, I will say, the beginning of this film is a really cool premise. It's again, you're going to recognize it. So, Himiko is an old ancient ruler who spread death with a touch but got imprisoned on an island by her generals, and Lara's dad has a map to it and leaves Lara behind to go unleash her. So, her dad wanted to pursue Himiko, and this ancient organization also wants to pursue Himiko for much more nefarious purposes. You see, Lara's dad is doing this because he wants to find a way to bring his wife back. He wants proof that there is something beyond this realm, beyond our understanding of reality, so that maybe there is something that could bring his wife back, because she's gone. And he's very upset about that, naturally. So it's kind of like the polar opposite of Angelina Jolie's Lara Croft in this film. So the new Lara Croft here is very much in the beginning steps of her journey. So she gets her ass beat immediately. Like the first scene you see of this new Lara Croft, she loses a fight in the ring. And she's also much more quirky. Like, I really don't like the quirkification in this film. I think, again, this is just a symptom of the era that the movie was made, where everything needed to be quirky and quippy. So, like, when she loses the fight, one of her friends says that she got marmalized. Not a huge fan of dialogue like that. Anyway, Lara Croft is significantly weaker here than in any of the other movies. Again, she's just starting. She's learning. And she gets her ass beat. She's also extremely broke here, so she's living paycheck to paycheck as a carrier. And she's extremely broke because she is refusing her inheritance, because by accepting the inheritance, she would have to admit that her father is dead. Because, like I said, her father went to look for Himiko. Well, he abandoned Lara by doing that and hasn't been seen since. So he is presumed dead. Thus, she is entitled to the inheritance, but she doesn't want to sign the papers because it would be admitting that her father is dead. So she chooses to live her life broke and in the shadows. And she eventually takes this deal to be a fox in a fox hunt, where she rides her bike, leaving behind a paint trail for hunters to follow, and if they catch her, she loses, but if she gets away, she wins 600 quid. She loses, and she gets arrested, and then her guardian comes to save her, letting her know, you have so much money, why are you doing this for 600 quid? And that's when we learn about all of the exposition with, like, you know, I don't want the money because then it would mean admitting Papa has perished on that island. Well, she goes to the mansion because she's finally starting to come to terms with maybe she should just sign those papers. Her life would be easier, it'd be better. And she's in the mansion and she happens to stumble across a secret room, and there's a tape in there that her father recorded, and it actually has the classic trope where it says, if you're watching this, I'm already dead. And then he goes into detail about Himiko asking Lara to burn the research. Obviously, Lara doesn't burn the research. She uses it to go to the island to find her father. And then we get to see a familiar journey from the games play out on the big screen, and it's actually pretty decent. Like, the visuals in this film look pretty good. Like, they look solid. I mean, it's 2018, it's big budget. It's, of course, going to look pretty up to snuff for the era. But I was actually pretty surprised with just how good this movie looked at points. Like I said, I don't remember seeing it in theaters. I evidently did, based on the voice meter I made at the time. But this felt like a brand new experience, and it reminded me very much of playing the reboot game for the first time, which I did have a good time with. You see a lot of familiar set pieces, you see a lot of things play out similarly to the game, but it does have its own spin on things that I didn't love. So it does change certain things. But some of the things that it keeps one-to-one, I thought really hit. But anyway, she teams up with Captain Lou. They go to the island. Lou's dad was also on the island. They teamed up together. Lara's dad teamed up with Lou's dad. They got to the island. Lou's dad, unfortunately, was killed on the island. Lara's dad was still found alive, fucking crawling around on all fours, you know, like an absolute feral creature. And he doesn't believe that's the real Lara there. But then, of course, realizes, no, that's actually his daughter. I've already mentioned quite a few things here that weren't present in the game, but are in the movie. And like I said, some of these I don't think works. Like, for example, the father who hasn't seen his daughter for 7 years immediately starts shitting on her when he realizes that she's there and she didn't burn his papers. Like, he's not mad about her presence, per se, but he's like, well, at least you burned my papers before coming, right? You burned them before coming, right? And she's like, well, no, how the fuck do you think I got here? And he's like, you didn't burn my papers! Damn you, Lara! And it, like, immediately pushes her away when he was so happy to see her, and he, like, loved his daughter so much. Immediately pushes her away. So she leaves. He doesn't even care. He lets her go, basically, after not seeing her for 7 years. So, like, there are definitely some things here that weren't present in the game, at least not that I remember, but there are some that are. Like the plane scene. Which I do think the plane scene is pretty close to how it was in the game, and it's still pretty hyped to see here, just like it was in 2013 in the game. There's also, like, the kill where she has on the guy, like, pushing him into, like, the puddle, where it's, like, a really grueling task to kill this one guy. It wasn't just, like, she popped him, instantly died, or, like, KO'd him with, like, a judo chop or something. It was, like, a really intense back-and-forth life-or-death fight that ultimately ended with her victorious and her taking someone's life, and she has to come to terms with that. Like, there are some really good moments here that are recognizable from the game, but when it does try to do its own thing, I do think it stumbles quite a bit. Anyway, though, I'll just go ahead and fast forward here a bit. Walt Goggins and Lara, they meet and they exchange some words back and forth. Eventually, they, per usual, the bad guy and Lara team up. So now they are teaming up going to Himiko's tomb. They are working together because if they don't, Walt Goggins is just going to kill her dad, and she doesn't want that. So they're going to the tomb. They're going to Himiko's tomb. There's like some booby traps along the way. The booby traps are kind of cool. I always appreciate some good Indiana Jones level booby traps. I will say, some of them are really lackluster. So one dude steps on a booby-trapped tile where a spike impales him, and Richard farts out a super stinker of a line that I think makes no sense. He says, That wasn't designed to keep people out. It was designed to keep something in. Brother, how would you be able to deduce that a spike just shot straight up through the floor from a single tile? It wasn't like an elaborate trap or anything. It feels like it was almost an accident that it was there. It feels like it was a miracle he stepped on that specific tile, actually. And why the fuck would that... How would one single spike be evidence that it was designed to keep something in? It would do a horrible job at keeping something in. Also a horrible job of keeping something out. It's just a bad trap. Like, you're just wrong. You're just straight up wrong. Now, the next series of traps is pretty good, though, with, like, the falling floor and stuff. Like, I appreciate the traps. Eventually, they get to Himiko's tomb, and they learn, when they open the tomb, that Himiko wasn't exactly the evil being that she was portrayed as in Legends. She wasn't even a paranormal being or anything that could kill people with a touch. She was a carrier of a disease, and they put her in this tomb to lock the disease in there with her, a very potent disease, which again, you don't want this evil organization to get their hands on. So they learn this, and then Walt Goggins takes a finger of hers so that way they can analyze and synthesize the disease to weaponize it, because it turns out she wasn't magic, and they need to make sure that this disease doesn't get out. But the disease, what it does is it, like, melts people's flesh and turns them into zombies. It makes zombies. like, you know, and you get a little zombie fight. Unfortunately, Richard Croft, he catches a bad deal and he gets injured, and Walt Goggins is running away. There's an emotional reunion between Richard and Laura. They share some final goodbyes, and it's very, very profound stuff. And then Richard blows himself up, destroying Himiko's body and the disease there, sealing it all in the cave. And Laura and Walt fight each other. And Laura wins. That's how it wraps up. But there is sequel bait where it turns out the Guardian that saved her earlier when she got, like, arrested, she is working with that ancient order as well. She was actually, like, the leader of it, it seems. Don't know if we're ever going to see that sequel. It's been quite a while, but that was the film in a nutshell. Like I said, it wasn't a bad movie or anything. I actually did enjoy it, and it was nice to kind of get a refresher of the reboot game that I remembered enjoying. Like, it was cool to see it. I didn't hate it. It definitely had some things I didn't like about it, and I do think it's probably my least favorite. Well, no, not my least favorite. Cradle of Light, I think, is definitely worse. But I don't like it as much as the 2001 movie. I would say it's second place out of 3 here. Not bad. Didn't hate it. I actually really did enjoy watching all 3 of these movies again, though. Like, it was kind of fun to revisit these. They are fun action-adventure films. Anyway, the 4th film I watched is the Assassin's Creed movie. That one I don't think I'm going to yap about in this video. That one I might actually make a standalone for, because that movie's just fucking insultingly bad. I hated pretty much every moment of that one. In a franchise I already don't like, a movie somehow was even worse than I was expecting it to be. It was nuts. Anyway, that's about it for now. See ya. AI everything. It's coming. Literally everything. Even in the most useless circumstances, AI is being ham-fisted into it. Soon, your silverware is going to be AI integrated, where it'll be telling you, you know, Charles, it seems like you're looking for an awfully big portion of this spaghetti here. Are you looking to put on pounds? Like shaming you or something if you're eating too much food. Like, everything is getting AI. Millions of dollars going into the most useless implementations of AI imaginable, because it's just this gold rush that has broken the brains of every tech company on the planet. Last night I learned about, of course, the Razer Goon Tube. Then there's the Sony AI patent that will play the games for you if you blow major ass at gaming. There's also the HyperX Brain Reader AI headset. Like, it's all just so fucking fundamental trash. Like, even from a conceptual standpoint, they are just terrible ideas that AI does nothing to actually improve anything with what they're pitching here. It just makes shit worse and makes everything more expensive for consumers. It sucks. So let's see a little bit more about it, huh? You saw Razer's new AI waifu hologram. It's called Project Ava. Just like an Alexa, but your little AI assistant. Let's take a peek. Project Ava, Razer's AI gaming assistant, has physical form now. Whoopee! Wow. For gamers who want their backseat gamer to be a little cute. For those who need a refresher, Project Ava is Razer's real-time gaming co-pilot, an AI assistant that essentially acts as a backseat gamer for you. While you're playing, Ava, represented here by a character named Kira, offers live advice, tips, and commentary overlaid directly on your screen as the game unfolds. It's coaching, but with a personality and a face. There's a trailer for it. You can change the waifu into faker. You can change the hold on it. Maybe I was too quick to judge. You can change the waifu into faker.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Morning, Joey. You were snoring again. Definitely wear your favorite green jacket. Look, now we're really vibing.
That's the saddest shit I've seen in my fucking life, man. My heart breaks for someone who purchases this and relies on this kind of interaction. It is designed to keep you inside forever and away from human beings.
I think you're onto something.
Whole day, soldier. We need more air support.
Yeah.
Whoa, clean shot. Nice one.
Oof. Maybe aim for the head next time? Break line of sight.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want my fucking AI assistant to be sassy and insulting me while I'm playing League of Legends and feeding in mid lane. That's what I'm looking for. Thank God.
Switch to burst fire mid-range.
GG, that was amazing. Ready to go again? This is Project Ava, your AI desk companion.
Oh! I hope Faker got paid millions for that. AI girlfriend gonna point out every missed CS. Have you tried killing the cannon minion? It'll give you an advantage in lane. PC's gonna cost 10k because of the AI goon jar. True. It is like a little fucking goon tube in here, huh? Very cool. They have a camera installed on it for some reason. How else are they gonna know if you're hitting those nasty headshots? And if they can't see it, they can't offer incredible advice such as, have you tried switching to burst fire for mid-range? Or whatever the guy said. It needs the camera. What, you think it's gonna be like spying on you or something? Why would it do that? It makes no... You sound crazy. You sound crazy. It's for the sake of helping you game, brother. It's your AI assistant. It wants to see you as much as you want to see it. Bringing her to Dave & Buster's so she can backseat me at the Crane Games. Oh my god. That's unlocking the full potential. Bring her to the casino to gamble. Well, she wouldn't be able to help you gamble. That'd be a worthless use. Have you seen the news of PlayStation AI patent could see games play themselves when players get stuck? Sony AI patent will see PlayStation games play themselves when players are stuck. AI-generated ghost player assistants would help out players who can't progress in a game. As described in patent documents, Ghost Player would see players call down an AI-generated ghost version of the player character, which could either play out the solution to a particular part of the level or complete it entirely. Originally filed in 2024, World Intellectual Property Organization published an international status report on the patent this week. For example, if a player were stuck on a puzzle in an Uncharted game, then they should just stop playing games forever. Holy shit, that would be beyond tragic. The guide mode would seemingly present an AI-controlled Nathan Drake demonstrating the solution before the player did it themselves. The complete mode would simply complete the section for the player. I just don't even... What would even be the fucking point in playing? I don't get it. Just, if you're that stuck, just look up a gameplay video of it on YouTube. Look up like a fucking walkthrough. Grow up. Oh my god, what a huge waste of time and resources to make a ghost player. Oh my god, this is our reality. Oh my god. Holy ads. I'm so tired of you guys not appreciating good ad placement. We still have unused space for more ads. So you're not even getting the worst of it here. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's only 8. And only one auto-playing ad. I can even see the article here. Like, well, pieces of it. Also in AI news, HyperX just revealed an AI gaming headset that can read your mind and make you play faster. HyperX reveals headset that uses AI to read your brain and make you faster. Great news in gaming here. Nothing but positives, huh? HyperX and Neurable revealed the collaboration that has given way to AI-powered sensor-fitted neurotechnological gaming headset. It uses non-invasive sensors to read brain waves and encourage gamers to boost their performance. The combination of HyperX peripheral technology and Neurable's cognitive monitoring solutions endeavors to give players insights into their real-time brain performance and reduce their reaction times. Whoa, that's so cool. It was claimed that testing participants resulted in an improved reaction time of around 43 milliseconds on average, a number that was made even more pronounced by testing the headset with pro esports players. A promising future of gaming, one where understanding your mind becomes as natural as understanding your mechanics by making brain-computer interfaces intuitive and invisible inside the tools players already use. We're proving that neuroscience can meaningfully elevate performance and transform the way people play. We've always been about empowering power players with the best technology to play, and now with our strategic collaboration with Neurable, we look forward to giving more insight into how one's cognitive skills and focus impacts their gameplay to ultimately make them as competitive as possible. Am I understanding this correctly? So it doesn't actually do anything to jolt your brain into being faster. It's giving you data on your reaction times and stuff? Is that what it is? It's giving you insight into how your cognitive skills and focus impact your gameplay? Which, to me, feels pretty fucking obvious. But I guess hard numbers maybe helps someone out there. I don't need to know that my reflexes are shit. See, that's what, I don't see how it helps you improve your reaction time by just giving you the data. I can also get my reaction time data by going to, humanbenchmark.com and testing it. I don't see how this improves reaction time by, on average, 43 milliseconds. But shit. Who am I to doubt the power of AI? Imagine the superhuman you could be if you combined all of these. AI gaming headset for reaction time, AI goon tube for backseat gaming, and the AI patent to play the game for you. You would be the next Faker. It's like Lawnmower Man. It is very much like Lawnmower Man. Actually, that's a good point to bring up. How are gaming companies prepared to deal with fake AI players? They're not. They just literally are not. They can't even deal with human cheaters right now, let alone AI bots that play their games. There's nothing they will be able to do to stop it. And all online gaming will suffer when that becomes more commonplace. You think this is also geared towards accessibility and disabled players for Sony, that is? I could see that argument in some capacity, but it's not the accessibility it's offering is more so we'll just complete it for you. That's kind of the antithesis to accessibility. I actually think all of the accessibility that Microsoft has done is in a good direction. I know I poo-poo on Microsoft all the time, but I am actually always impressed with how seriously they take accessibility controls for disabled gamers. This is not really that. This is just giving you the solutions or doing it for you. It's not really an accessibility tool. Why do we need this when they already have Atreus telling me how to solve a puzzle? That's true, they already did accomplish this without AI. They didn't need patents for Atreus just vomiting out every solution. What's the difference between watching a video and watching AI do it for the solution, though? The difference of millions and millions and millions of dollars and resources poured into the AI doing it for you when you can just for free right now without any big detrimental effect on the industry, type in YouTube Uncharted walkthrough for whatever you're stuck on. That's the big difference. You hear NVIDIA is reproducing 3060 GPUs? I saw the headline, I forgot to look into that. I wonder if they're going to be the same price that they were back when it first released. My gut tells me probably not. Why do you think Valve cares so much about something being AI or not compared to other companies? For me, it's a pretty obvious answer to that. I don't even know if it's the right answer, but maybe it's just because of my faith in the company. Valve has shown for almost 2 decades now that it really does value a good product. It values the consumer, and that's why it has a de facto monopoly on PC gaming. People just choose Valve despite there being alternatives. No one goes to them because Valve is just the gold standard. It actually is just the most consumer-friendly platform in the space, period. So I feel like Valve understands that the consumer wants to be informed on if the product uses AI. So Valve gives you the tools to see that yourself and make your own decisions if that means something to you. Whereas other companies, they make all those decisions and don't give a fuck about like what the consumers or players actually want. It's all about how they can squeeze money out of them. That's what I think. It could be wrong though. But I feel like Valve has a very good track record when it comes to just like actually delivering a quality product. Because there is literally no reason why every company wouldn't just follow Valve's example when it comes to AI. Just tell the consumers if this is an AI game. If they don't like AI games, they won't play it. If they like AI games, they'll buy it and play it. There is nothing wrong with giving consumers more information. That is a good thing, no matter how you spin it. Keeping it a secret, that's shady, that's scummy. Remember, Valve started Battle Pass. Did they? I don't think they were the first. What they did start, though, is gaming gambling. The loot boxes. they started that one. They opened Pandora's box there. I don't know about the Battle Pass, though. The Dota 2 compendiums were the first Battle Passes. I think all of this started with Bethesda trying to sell us horse armor. It would have always ended up this way. Bethesda was just the first one to do it. There's no world where gaming evolving into the absolute juggernaut industry it is today wouldn't have been exploited in the exact same way, with or without horse armor. Yeah, that's how we got on this subject, was talking about Project Ava. That's how we went down this fucking rabbit hole. It is such... I hate it. It's so ass. I really do not even see who this in particular is for. I don't. Outside of Gooners. Like, I mean, like, the target demographic it's looking for is, like, gamers looking to improve their gaming and also have, like, a social companion. But I don't see it ever being utilized for that. It will absolutely just be like a replacement friend. Who the fuck is going to want AI to backseat game them forever? Offering snarky remarks like, have you tried hitting your headshots? Sounds like shit. You lack empathy. I don't know if that's a meme or not. I've said this a million times. My heart fucking breaks for the people that are growing up with this kind of thing being normalized and like their main socialization coming through a computer screen, not being able to connect to human beings. I have so much empathy for that. 1,000,000%. Which is why I advocate so strongly for disconnecting, bucking the trend of relying on AI to be your pathway into the world, or what you think is the world, and instead going out and actually trying to make meaningful connections with human beings and socialize with real people. You sound like the Unabomber. Was the Unabomber talking about AI GoonTubes too? I haven't read his manifesto in a while. I can't recall if that was one of his big pillars. Ironically, there's another AI waifu hologram made for lonely people. It's called Lepro Amy. It's designed specifically for emotional intimacy. Surely that will help all of the lonely people. That's the solution. To isolate further. Can't say I've heard of this one. Lepro Amy? Oh yeah, this was also announced at CES. And it is also another GoonTube. Well, I guess not fully a tube. You'd have to like pop that off, which it doesn't seem like would be very easy. Lepro Amy, a device the Chinese company openly markets not just as AI companion, but an AI soulmate. Oh, good idea. There was no live demo as the show floor was too loud, according to staff, which felt oddly fitting for a product meant to simulate emotional intimacy. Even silent, Amy drew a crowd. Very cool. What do you mean you remain unconvinced that people don't need an AI friend or soulmate? That's why we're born in this world, to find our AI soulmate. And then die in front of it, fucking 80 years completely alone, living off Doritos and pizza and broken dreams. That's the utopia. Wasn't there a movie about that? There's a few movies about that, but there's one people always reference, the Joaquin Phoenix one. Her, I think. A guy who married Miku was just living in 2025. Oh man, that guy was so ahead of his time. What was his name? I can't even remember now. The guy who married Miku a few years back? Yeah, this guy. He saw the vision. He knew where we were heading. And now he locked down Miku so no one else can have her. Didn't he get sad when Miku underwent maintenance? Yeah, that was actually... This whole story is really sad. Like, it is like legitimately sad. But you're referencing when they brought her down for like a patch or something, so his wife basically died for a little while. The whole thing is like legitimately actually sad though. I'm shocked! I cannot believe Twitch is actually finally making bot busting a priority on the platform. Botting on Twitch has been a problem since the beginning of time. And they hadn't taken it seriously forever, but a month ago they made a statement where they claimed, listen guys, condoms finally coming off, we're going in raw against bots, we're finally going to do something about it. And I was excited, like that's something to celebrate, but I kind of thought they were just looking to score some good boy points online, like some brownie points, because Twitch's reputation been kind of in the shitter recently. I thought this was just something that they were just doing for lip service. I wasn't entirely convinced they were going to go that hard on it until today. Wow. They have actually done a really good job here, like in this first wave, of getting bots off of Twitch. Like bringing back down these artificially boosted numbers to what they actually are. There's a lot of examples to pull from. The data is all very new, mind you, but I think the best example is from a channel called Mira. I'm sure some of you have at least heard of this because this is something that people have been trying to put on Twitch's plate for the longest time about a channel that keeps getting recommended to them that isn't actually even a live stream. For the last couple of years, it is just a farming channel where Mira is just farming ads off botted numbers. She doesn't actually even really stream on there. I think she's gone live like a few times over the last couple of years, but it's live 24/7, just pumping reruns of streams she did so long ago, like ancient history. So look at this. This channel, for I think like probably 3 years, I don't know how long it's been going on for, but it's been years, has been sitting at like a steady 2,000 viewers no matter the time of day. And all the channel has done for this time, pretty much exclusively, is run 24/7 reruns of old streams, yet somehow manages to maintain 2,000 viewers throughout the entire duration of it. Then, the day that Twitch bot smiting comes into effect, it goes from 2,000, then down to 1,500, and then the bot detection, I guess, must have kicked into fucking turbo drive. They went Wumbo style. And now she's sitting at 100 to 200, pretty much overnight. This, to me, is like the most clear example of them actually doing something about botting. I was very surprised to see this. Her channel, which is live right now, by the way, because it's 24/7 reruns, this channel is constantly, or was constantly, recommended to anybody with a brand new account. Like, see how I'm not logged in or anything. I'm still on, like, light mode. This stream was recommended all the time, and somehow still had thousands of viewers on just reruns. Clearly, most, like, rational, sentient human beings aren't going to be watching that. Like, look at the chat. It doesn't move. And this is exactly what it looked like back then, too. No movement, there's no chatting, because it's not real. And now the bot detection is here, and you can see that it is finally working. Though I think there are still some bots, like some holdovers here, because there's no way there's 250 people here right now. It seems to me like there's definitely still some stubborn bots that Twitch wasn't able to get there, sticking on there like a hemorrhoid. The parasite bot infestation has been decimated, but not destroyed, because I cannot imagine 276 people being in this stream right now. Not even as background noise in like a tab they forgot on like an ancient laptop. I don't even see that being the case. I don't think there is a single soul in this realm right now. This shit is more empty than a theater showing Morbius. Like, I just don't believe that. But even still, it's clear that what Twitch is doing is actually pretty effective at blasting bots, which I didn't expect. Her channel, I think, is the best example of it, but there's a lot of other channels, like big streamers that went live over the last day, where their view counts have halved, or even more than halved in some cases. So they actually are taking it kind of seriously. Like I said, I was a little skeptical that they were even going to really try and take down bots, because inflated viewer numbers is good for the platform. Like, I thought they probably wouldn't actually put a lot of resources to it, but it seems I was very wrong. Now, another thing worth mentioning, this scam of like running reruns with bots is not exclusive to just her channel, but you have to wonder how much money she made off of that. This went on for years. And I'm so curious how much money she made just running old streams 24/7 reruns with botted view counts up to 2,000 to 3,000. That's probably a pretty substantial chunk of change. It's got a lot of people talking, and I think this is a really great thing from Twitch, to be honest. XQC made a tweet talking about it, saying, Twitch cracked down on bots in 2 to 3 days, and viewbotters / victims of viewbotting have been exposed. Streamers that are part of groups / orgs are seemingly being botted much more heavily. Don't want to start a witch hunt, but the data is interesting. Go see for yourself. And then links Twitch tracker, which you can see for yourself. And people are scrubbing through with a fine-tooth comb, taking a peek at these big drops in viewer numbers. And right now, the findings are still pretty early, because this has only been in effect for like 2, maybe 3 days now. So it's still like very fresh data. This shit's straight out of the oven. But people are noticing that some of the biggest channels being hit were affiliated with orgs. So like XQC mentions, like some org-affiliated channels were, in a lot of cases, the recipients of some artificially boosted numbers, as evident by a huge drop in viewer numbers over the last couple days out of nowhere. Namely, OTK seems to be the big one. People are seeing a huge drop across the board for most of the channels that have gone live over the last couple days that are with the group. Another channel people have been paying very close attention to is unpopular. He's one of the biggest streamers in the world, and he went live the last couple days since the bot fisting has come out from Twitch, and they noticed that his average viewers for both streams had been about 20,000 less than normal. About 20,000 people were banished to the Shadow Realm here, and unpopular even commented on it, believing that his account was probably botted. He believes with 95% certainty his channel was botted. And he agrees that removing these bot numbers and this fake phony baloney viewership from the platform is good for everybody there. And that seems to be the prevailing sentiment, that everyone agrees that getting rid of artificial viewership from Twitch is a net positive to the entire platform. The only people that'll have an issue with these fake numbers being blasted is going to be the people that are exploiting them. The people that are using the bot services are the only ones that are going to be outraged about it. Now, I also imagine the cope from a lot of people that are going to get caught red-handed with bots is going to be, it wasn't me. I must have been the victim of a malicious bot villain, a supervillain twirling his evil cartoonish mustache. Must have been botting me for all this time. I had no idea. And in some cases, like, that is a real thing. There are cases where some people will bot a channel just because they think it's going to get them in trouble. But that doesn't happen. Like, Twitch, for the longest time, has not taken this botting problem seriously. So that whole idea of, like, a bad actor botting a channel to try and get punishment put upon a streamer they don't like, it's not that common. It happens, sure, but it's not that common because everybody knows Twitch hasn't done anything about botters for so long. So how the fuck could that possibly still be a strategy that someone that doesn't like you would use? That's like you and your buddy going to the public pool and you eat pizza together and then your friend tries to tell the lifeguard that you didn't wait 30 minutes before getting in the pool. It's like, okay, who gives a fuck? Like, that's the whole way Twitch has treated botting for the longest time. Until now. I think that's going to be like the crutch a lot of people will claim, like, I wasn't botting, I didn't sign off on anyone botting me, this must have been some stranger in the back alleys trying to hurt my reputation by botting me for all this time. And some people, I'm sure, will be telling the truth, but it's going to be hard to know for sure. But one thing that I think everyone will know for sure is that this is a really good thing for Twitch. I am so glad they're actually taking this seriously and actually wiping out such huge amounts of bots. I'm hoping they are still going to continue doing this because there's still work to be done. All of these bot services are going to do their best to circumvent this so that way their clients can continue to pay them money for this service. They're not just going to roll over and die. They're not going to go belly up and just admit defeat. This is always a tug of war. They are going to come up with new ways of trying to evade Twitch's detection, and I'm hoping this isn't just like a one-time thing where Twitch blew their whole load here on this bot blast. I'm hoping they will continue to allocate resources to fighting against the upcoming bots that are going to be, no doubt, surfacing soon. But either way, this is a great step in the right direction, and I hope it continues. Just wanted to yap about it a bit. That's it. See ya. I've been up all night again for the second time this week already. Insomnia is absolutely bending me over. Now that I've turned 31, all of a sudden I've unlocked the superpower of insomnia. And while I've been up, I've just been digesting things, learning things about, like, aliens and geodes because of like the life on Mars rock. And while I was perusing that, I saw the breaking news that they caught the man responsible for the assassination of Charlie Kirk. This is 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, and I'm pretty sure they actually got the shooter this time. In the beginning, there was a lot of hoopla because they brought in like 2 octogenarians claiming that it could be the shooter. It wasn't. This time, though, they absolutely got the right guy. He is definitely the shooter. He was turned in by his father. I'm pretty confident I don't need to explain what happened. I imagine all of you are familiar with it by now, but just in case, Charlie Kirk was on a college campus in Utah where he was inviting the audience to debate him on a variety of topics. And while doing that, he was shot in the neck and he died. It is fucking terrible. The videos are sickening. They are very gruesome. I don't recommend watching them. The gunman, now ID'd as Tyler Robinson, was positioned roughly like 200 yards away on top of a building, and he escaped for a little while. He jumped off the building. We have footage of all of this. I had planned on showing you some of the footage of Tyler Robinson, running away with the rifle and everything, but I mean, I guess it's worth mentioning why I'm not. I actually made this video like 3 or so hours ago, and when I finished rendering it, I went to my channel to find out I got a copyright strike from a news agency for using some of their clips when going over the topic of that doctor that would walk around his office butt-ass naked for a long time, had even ejaculated on a patient/employee, even called himself the Naked Doctor. I was covering that fucking wacko, and I used some of that news footage and got struck for it today. So I don't know if I'm allowed to use news footage here, so I'm going to refrain from showing any clips when talking about everything in regards to the Charlie Kirk assassination, because I want to make sure this video doesn't get taken down. I think this is something very important and something that I really want to talk about. Anyway, Tyler Robinson's father alerted authorities that he believed his son was the shooter they were looking for, and obviously the investigators followed up. They investigated and found sufficient evidence to conclude that this could very likely be the person responsible for the assassination of Charlie Kirk. They also found 4 bullet casings that were engraved with messages on them. So the one fired casing read, "Notices bulges, OWO, what's this?" Which is a furry meme. It's like one of those old, like, Tumblr furry memes, I think, about, like, nuzzles you rar, that kind of shit. He had other messages on the other casings, the ones that were unfired. So one of them said, "Hey, fascist, catch," and then had up arrow, right arrow, and then down arrow 3 times, which people were quick to pick up on as a Helldivers reference. Another one said, "Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao," which is apparently a reference to an Italian anti-fascist song. And then finally, another one said, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." I think these engravings paint a pretty clear picture of a fucking cringe loser. This is a lunatic. This is a maniac. But according to those close to him, he wasn't like politically active or anything until recently, which I think sounds right. Politics has become turbocharged over just the last handful of years to the point where people can go from like not really being involved or only dipping their toes in to being just full-blown fucking radicalized and just, off their rocker, off their fucking gourd in politics. Like it is. Everything is just accelerating at such a scary, alarming rate. Something else worth mentioning here, the authorities were claiming that Tyler was communicating via Discord about this. However, Discord is coming out and saying that it found no evidence that the suspect planned the shooting on its platform or promoted violence. It was apparently reported by Utah Governor Spencer Cox that the shooter's roommate showed investigators Discord conversations with someone listed as Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, watching the area where the rifle was left, and having left it wrapped up in a towel. The Discord saying they can't find those messages that were referenced in that reporting. So that one is still a little shaky as of me making this video, but I thought it was worth mentioning here. Now, already outside of the obvious major conversation that's been being had here about political violence, There is now like another separate conversation that's starting to break through because of the engravings on the ammo casing, because Helldivers was referenced. So now a lot of people are pointing the finger at video games, which is something that has historically happened in the past with people immediately trying to scapegoat video games as like the catalyst for a tragedy. This is a path that's been walked hundreds of times before, and I'm sure it'll be walked hundreds of times again. Do I think Helldivers had any role to play in this monster carrying out this assassination on Charlie Kirk? No, I don't. I don't think video games are ever really to blame. Anyway, as of now, there's been a lot of misinformation flooding around with like different Tyler Robinsons and also like people making claims about whether he's a Democrat or a Republican, which is obviously a big subject here considering the motive being political. Now, with all the available information about what they found as well as like where he's potentially been, to me it seems like he's more left-leaning than right. But nothing is 100% confirmed, and there's so much information it's hard to know for sure. A lot of people are saying since he grew up in a Republican household, and there's so many photos of him at a young age around guns, he must be a Republican. But that's not always the case. Kids don't always grow up to be just carbon copies, clones of their parents and their beliefs. Like, yes, they're more inclined to follow those beliefs, but it's not always how it works out, and according to people closest to him, he got much more political over the last couple years, so anything could have changed. There's no telling for sure. But this definitely does seem to be a politically motivated assassination. Which, if you ask me, is a horrible thing. And my heart breaks for the family that is now without a father. I think it is bad. I know, classic Charles with a grass is green take, but I also want to mention something that a lot of people kept saying, I'm sure you've seen it in the comment section or on streams or elsewhere, about how I'm dodging this topic and refusing to speak on it. And people even go as far as to say that I am endorsing political violence by not making a video on it, which I find to just be unhinged. I find that to be so fucking twisted. Especially considering it's not like I've been shy on this subject. Since it happened, I have covered it extensively during streams. I've been mainly gaming, because I've been in such a fucking huge gaming arc in my life right now, but I have still talked about it a lot. And I said from day one, I planned on making a video once the shooter was caught, because I was very confident the shooter would be apprehended pretty quickly. Like, they had a substantial amount of footage showing him on the roof, jumping off the roof, even wandering through the neighborhoods. They even had pretty clear photos that they released to the public that showed a lot of this guy's face. So I was pretty certain that they were going to either catch him pretty quickly, track him down, and get them themselves, or, what ended up happening, someone would recognize him and turn him in. So I wanted to wait for that to happen so that way I can make a video covering the entire situation here, because I find it to be such a big deal. But since I was mainly talking about it on streams instead of in a video, which, by the way, if I did do like a video when it happened, a follow-up video, and then this video, people would accuse me of milking a tragedy. So it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. But because I was talking about it on streams, people accused me of trying to hide it there. Basically saying that doesn't count, it only matters if you make a video on it. So let me be crystal clear here. I think the assassination of Charlie Kirk, everything that happened here is fucking horrible. I think it is horrific. Awful. I think it is terrible. And I'm aware that some people have been celebrating this. I find that to be fucking disgusting. Now, as I said on stream, I don't know much about Charlie Kirk. And I've seen a lot of people saying that now when like giving their take on this, and I think a lot of them are just making that shit up because they don't want to get like too deep into the nitty-gritty or anything. But truly, I have been very offline over the last year and some change, so I haven't seen a whole lot of Charlie Kirk. The things I know about him come through like adjacent discussions, like with Epstein files or South Park. Of course, after all this happened, I did see a bunch of the clips that people were tossing around from like his talks or from debates, and it's things I don't agree with for sure. But even still, what happened here is bad. Even though I didn't agree with him from all of the things I've seen, it still doesn't change the way I feel about this being a horrifying, terrible thing that happened to him. I think that's very standard. I know people are going to find that to be just, yep, grass is green take from Charlie, but it's the truth. It's how I feel. Political violence or violence of any kind like this, I think is just fucking unacceptable, and it's extremely scary. Anyway, just wanted to yap about this a bit. That's it. See ya. In my quest to watch every video game movie ever made, I just made it to one that I was really dreading. And boy howdy did it hit me like a brick. A punishment I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. Watching the Assassin's Creed movie. I have a theory that most people that watch this film in theaters dumped it from their memories as a way of coping with the traumatic experience of watching something so criminally boring. I think as a defense mechanism, the human body voided the memory of this film's existence from a lot of people that were unfortunately subjected to its horrors. Now, the way I'm portraying it here makes it sound like it's one of the worst movies ever made that's damn near unwatchable. And that's because it's not far off. Not because I think it's objectively as bad as some of the other films I've already watched, like Silent Hill Revelations. There are definitely worse video game movies that have been made, for sure. But this one just does everything that nobody asked for. It is like the perfect epitome of taking a property that you're adapting and then just wiping your ass with pretty much everything to do with it. And I think what makes it more insulting is that there's glimmers of potential throughout the movie, like specifically with its action choreography. They do a really good job of capturing the free running and parkour of the games as well as the combat of the games in this movie. It's really flashy, it's really stylistic. Like, they do a very good job and a pretty faithful attempt at recreating that experience in a movie. I was very impressed with that. But everything else around it is a complete disaster. By far, its biggest sin is how boring the movie is, and that's because instead of just, you know, as the games would set you up, getting into the Animus, getting into the action, and you are in the Animus in the past doing all of your assassin shit, instead of making that the focal point, instead it's mainly about this tedious chore of following our brooding, aggressive protagonist Cal, played by Michael Fassbender, around Abstergo as he talks to a lady who wants to end violence. She found the cure for violence, it's the Apple of Eden. Cal comes directly from the assassin's bloodline. They find him, he's very aggressive. He watched his father kill his mother when he was a kid, and then he ran away. His father was, of course, an assassin. He ran away, and he grew up to be very violent, and he fights people. And he was on death row. He was getting, killed because he killed a pimp. They make a point at making that, like, what he was facing the death penalty for. She was like, "You're very violent." And he says, "Yeah, you killed someone, didn't you? You're a murderer." And he's like, "Well, I mean, I killed a pimp." So because he murdered a pimp, he was getting killed on death row, and then the Templar come in and save him because they recognize that he's got the blood, and they need him to jack into the Animus so they can go into the past and find the Apple of Eden through him. And they have all of Abstergo set up with all of these other adjacent assassins in there that they've been exploring to try and find clues, but they need Cal. And Cal's just brooding, and he sometimes makes wisecracks, but he's just so boring. Everything that happens in Abstergo is a snooze fest. And it's really some weird decisions they made with the Animus itself, because instead of just lying down in the Animus, they make it a giant claw. Literally like my GamerSup's claw machine, it is a giant claw that picks him up and does this with him, like gyrates him around for all of his parkour maneuvers, and it like thrusts him into a wall as he's like going back to the past. I don't really get the point, and this movie is entirely reliant on lens flare to obstruct your view of its CGI. It's a huge budget film, but for some reason it seems really shy about showing you its visual effects. So that claw, you never even get a clear picture of because it is constantly like a fucking solar flare hitting your retinas. Like your peepers getting melted like that guy from SpongeBob when the bald head shines in his direction. I don't know why they would even bother changing the Animus to something more intricate like that when they're not even going to show you it. And it also doesn't even matter. It does not do anything. It doesn't really change anything. It's just goofy and silly. It's like they really wanted to make like some deep sci-fi spin off the Animus, even though it's already very like deep tech. I don't know, I really don't know what they thought they were cooking there, but they fucking burnt that dish, for sure. But when you finally do get into 15th century Spain with one of Cal's ancestors, it's really fine. Like, the parkour I said looks good, the action is actually pretty impressive, the story sucks. I don't think it's even worth diving into the narrative here. The story and the writing are atrocious. I think most of you know this by now, I am not the biggest Assassin's Creed enthusiast. I am one of its most adamant haters. I am a D1 Assassin's Creed not enjoyer. I am constantly screaming it from the mountaintops. I have not liked Assassin's Creed in about a decade. I like Black Flag. I know it's a really cold take, but Black Flag was the last one I liked, and I didn't even like that as much as everyone else seemed to. I just don't like the franchise. It's not for me. I don't have any problem with people liking it, though. That's totally fine. It's just not for me anymore. I find it to just be really not fun. So right away, this movie already had a tall mountain to climb in regards to my personal taste, but everything they did here narratively was so much worse than any of the Assassin's Creed games. And I've played pretty much all of them. I always give them a fair shake for the most part. I don't know why they wouldn't just take one of the storylines that had already been established through so many of these games. It would have been far easier, and it would have made a lot more sense than what they tried to conjure up with this dog shit. It is a disaster. Like I said, the Templars want to cure violence. They found the cure to aggression with the Apple of Eden, which takes away free will. Their whole plan is get rid of free will so we can control them and there's no longer any violence. And the lead scientist at the Templars is someone that you grow kind of sympathetic with, like, oh, seems like she might start to realize this is a bad idea, like, oh, maybe the Templar can't be trusted with something so powerful. Her motivation makes sense. Her mother was killed by an assassin. Now she wants to find the Apple of Eden to make sure that kind of tragedy doesn't happen to anybody else. Fast forward through the adventures of finding the Apple of Eden. It's really underwhelming. Like, everything that happened in the Animus with action was cool, but everything that happened story-wise was really silly, because it turns out the Apple of Eden was with Christopher Columbus the whole time. Christopher Columbus was associated with the assassins, and he held the Apple of Eden in his grave. So when the Templar learned that, they just go to where Christopher Columbus was buried and just ask for it. They're like, oh, the Apple of Eden? Yeah, it's right over here. We got it. It's in this box, actually. Like, it was just in their desk the whole time, right under their nose. This entire time. It was so lame. And speaking of lame, the entire character arc of Cal sucks major wiener. So Cal's dad kills his mom right in front of him. And it's, that really fucks him up. Understandably so. So he spends his whole life, like, just being mean and aggressive, and he, like, hates his dad, wants his dad to die. So, like, his final words on the deathbed were, "Tell my father I'll see him in hell." That's what he says. It's so edgy and so grossly cringe. But we do get to see his dad. Abstergo actually has his dad there because they were using him to find more information on the Apple of Eden. So then he gets to meet his dad. He's like, "Papa, I hate you." And he's like, "I get that. Is it because I killed your mother? I did do that. I did kill your mother. But I did it for her own good. The assassins must protect the Apple of Eden. We have a creed we must uphold, the Assassin's Creed." And Cal has the hidden blade to him, and he's like, "If you're gonna kill me, Cal, just do it. I do deserve it." And he's like, "Do it yourself." And gives him the blade. So that's like their closure moment. And then eventually everything goes tits up after they learn about the Apple of Eden. All the assassins gang up with Cal to rise up against Abstergo so they can't get the Apple of Eden and take away free will. And Cal's dad, he has his hero moment where everyone's rising up, including Cal's dad. And Cal's dad kills one guy while he was like looking in the corner, Blair Witch style. He turns around, kills one guy, and then immediately just gets ganked. Like, the other three dudes stab him a bunch, and he just dies. And that's the last you ever see of Cal's dad. I don't know what the point of even bringing him back was. He added nothing. Truly a waste. And also, the entire, like, rising up against Abstergo was super weird because all of the Abstergo employees, all of the security, they make a point of saying it was like a $9 trillion operation with the Animus and all of the Abstergo, like, henchmen and all their hired muscle, and yet not a single one of them has a gun. In fact, the only weapons Abstergo has are the weapons the assassins are proficient in: crossbows, knives, swords, and hidden blades. That's all they have. And keep in mind, the Abstergo employees, they are not assassins, they're just hired hands. Like, you would expect them to have some fucking guns, not a single gun. The only projectile weapon they have is crossbows, and they don't even use that. Only the assassins get that. They literally have that there just so the assassins can make sure they're fully equipped to rise up against them. I don't know what the plan was. It was so fucking wacky. Anyway, though, the movie ends with them getting the apple back, and to get the apple back, Cal ended up killing that lady's dad. I forgot both of their names. They were just so underwhelming. I do not remember those character names. But the scientist girl, she actually saw Cal's flashback, or rather, his synchronization with the bloodline of the Assassin's Creed. So she saw all of the other assassins that Cal was seeing, and one of them was her. One of her ancestors was actually an assassin. Meanwhile, she is now a Templar scientist. And you think that this is the moment where they're planting the breadcrumb that she's going to turn and she's going to be the one to stop her father from taking away free will with the apple. But in fact, all it is her father gets the apple and she's talking to him like, Papa, I don't like what you're about to do with this. And he's like, I understand, but thanks for writing my speech. This one's for you. So then he goes out there and to all the Templar, like the whole organization, he's like, I have the apple of Eden. It's right here, the sacred apple of Eden. Free will is gone. We can control free will and those pesky assassins are vanquished once I use this apple of Eden. And then Cal approaches the scientist lady and he's like, you know what I have to do, right? And she's like, yeah. So then he walks by her and then just kills her dad. No issue at all. No hiccups. Just walks up, kills the dad, and then takes the apple. And then the scientist lady goes up to the dad's body while his corpse is cold. She sheds a tear. And then she decides that she wants to double down and get the apple back and kill every assassin. We must eradicate the assassins and take away free will. Even though just minutes ago, she had a huge issue with what her dad was about to do. Meanwhile, she is now completely flip-flopped and wants the exact same thing. What the fuck? I don't know what they were trying to set up, but they didn't follow through on it. I feel like they probably were going in a different direction at some point and then just said, fuck it, just ship it. And it just doesn't connect. It doesn't really work. Nothing in the movie really works aside from its action. That's the only saving grace of this film, and it doesn't save it. This movie is so boring. I already didn't like Assassin's Creed as a property, and this made me like it even less. It's just insulting. It's bad. It's not good. That's really about it. So yeah. Manfred Kibbles, the dog food whisperer. And this was an early adopter of YouTube right here. May 30th, 07. Nice.
Four very, very high quality premium dog foods with us today.
Ooh, Gravy Train. I don't know that one. Does he eat these? Or does he just talk to him?
My puppy won't stop peeing.
Okay.
Well, you've come to the right spot to cure that. This is what YouTube's about. Eating dog food for 4,000 views 13 years ago. Describe it, please.
It's not bad. It actually smells like Captain Crunch
No way.
with a hint of tuna. Which is interesting because it's chicken flavor. But it smells like tuna and Captain Crunch.
I'm gonna have to get myself a can of Gravy Train to test that.
I'm looking. Okay, let's take a little nibble, huh?
Oh, my man! This is what YouTube is all about. Fuck yeah, eating dog food. No shame. This was before clout even existed.
Yeah, it's not very good.
That doesn't look too bad. I think Manfred Kibble might give that a passing grade.
Forkful here of Cadillac.
Yeah, it looks like straight from Gordon Ramsay's kitchen.
Okay, if this tastes half as good as it smells, I think I'm going to be a very happy man. There's texture. I think it's little pieces
Some
of
say
corn.
Manfred Kibbles tries every dog food before it ships
really-
out to major
Really
retailers.
talking like a hamburger helper here. This is,
If Manfred Kibbles doesn't like it, it just doesn't make the cut.
Another bite if no one's counting calories, which I'm not. I was just on the South Beach diet, so I'm gonna splurge a little bit here today.
It can't be real dog food he's eating,
Really
right?
good dog food.
There's no way.
We have
But I can't even think of food that would look like this.
because if you don't like chicken, you've got to like chicken byproduct. Looking at this, I don't know.
I
if you
thought
get a
dog
close
food
look
was
at it, you see
toxic to
something
human
you haven't seen with
beings,
our
but
other
maybe
dog
Manfred
foods.
Kibble's
They
half
actually
dog,
put
half man.
every piece of dog food.
He's got the body of a man, but the insides of a dog.
Okay, I'm debating if this is actually dog food because it smells like human food. This smells very, very good.
No, this isn't dog food.
Wow.
It keeps giving like a little transition when he picks up the plate. He swaps it out. That's my theory, at least. But who am I to question the supreme wisdom of Manfred Kibbles? That's real dog food. You can't fake that. I've seen that kind of dog food all my life. Never tried it, but I might now. This man's straight chowing down on dog food. How much dog food does this man taste?
Favorite dog food?
The Misadventures of Baby Josh. Does he feed dog food to Baby Josh? Because if not, I'm not interested. God, we'll never know because he stopped making videos 12 years ago. Go. I'll subscribe just on the off chance he continues the saga. That's my second subscription ever. On this account, I guess. One day he will make a triumphant return. Manfred Kibbles has to come rate modern dog food. Without it, how am I gonna know if what I'm feeding my dog is quality?
Sehr anziehend und sexy, wenn ich so sagen
I
darf.
hate planes.
Die Tragfläche anfasse, kriege ich sofort Feuchtstände und werde total...
I mean, not to be racist, I haven't met your boyfriend here. Maybe he's a good plane, but I just hate flying. Not a fan. Not a fan at all.
Stock, mein Schatz, wo ich
Ooh, is this like porn?
You might
Is the
be
plane of
surprised
legal
to know
age? How old is
that
it?
29-year-old Michelle
einen leblosen Gegenstand führt.
Objectophilia, I almost forgot about that.
that tickles her fancy.
That's
She
up there with
is
foot
particularly
fetishism. It's
enamored
very,
with
very
a
popular.
specific model during her first flight in the Boeing 737.
Oh, a legendary flight to be sure. That wasn't turbulence you were feeling up there, huh? As far as objectophilia goes, she seems relatively normal compared to the other ones we've seen. The one that fucks the Ferris wheel, the one that fucks the picket fence, the one that fucks his car.
Michelle has been granted some time with the Boeing 737.
Who's pimping out their daughter here for her? Or their son, excuse me. She booked quality time with someone's airplane? Lock that father up. He's running some type of objectophilia scam here with his plane. Whoring it out. She seems so happy-go-lucky about this.
Airport, the staff are here to escort Michelle.
Man, the booty call for a plane fetishist must be hard as shit to act on.
Right? Is that good?
Oh, she just got so wet.
We'll fix that for you, okay? Fine.
I hope they put candles on the plane. Rose petals leading up to it.
Yeah. Oh, my name is Michelle. Nice to meet you.
What a cool name.
Thanks
Ulf.
so much. I can't believe it.
Sounds like that's the name he chose for his Dungeons and Dragons adventure. Yeah, I'm Ulf, from the swamps of Mordogbach.
Oh my goodness.
This may look like an aircraft hangar, but this is about to turn into a goddamn X-rated porn set.
Beautiful.
I hope they bring out little, like, RC-controlled planes. Make it a giant orgy. Yeah, you're goddamn right, he's got a nice cockpit in there, huh? About to turn into some, like, stepson shit when the bigger plane comes out.
And she gives consent. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Who says if the plane consents,
I
though?
like the plane.
Just because you're whoring out your plane here doesn't mean that it agrees to it.
Nice.
Ooh, a backdoor reach around. Kinky on the first date. Ooh, a little rim job action.
Alleine bei ihm sein zu dürfen. Ich liebe dich, Schatz.
You don't even know him.
It was what, twice?
She didn't even get to flick her bean in there. Give her some alone time. She fucking flew here to make out with this plane. At least let her get some orgasms out of it or something.
It's time for
Everyone's talking about the steam machine and soiling their britches, speculating on what the price might be, and it's been a big conversation in the gaming space that I want to weigh in on a little bit here. For those that don't know, the Steam Machine is Valve's latest device, their foray into console gaming. They recently had the Steam Deck come out to great success, and now the Steam Machine is their latest. It is apparently a pretty beefy piece of hardware aiming to deliver 6 times the power of the Steam Deck, capable of running games at 4K 60 FPS. Linus also recently made a video covering the Steam Machine, going over a lot of its capabilities and pretty much everything about it. It is very interesting, and the community's already started calling it the Valve Gabe Cube, which I think is adorable. Don't know if the name's gonna stick or not, but I do fuck with that one. But even though this does seem really exciting, people are pretty concerned with what the price on it might be. Especially because apparently Valve has said to expect the pricing to be like a PC, not a console. Which is pretty vague, but it paints a picture that it's probably going to be a little more expensive than what you're expecting when it comes to, like, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo pricing, because PC prices can vary drastically. There is a lot of wiggle room there for what the price might be. I got your fucking nose, you loser. Point is, people are a little worried that this might be like a $1,500 piece of hardware or something like that, which has led to a lot of debate in the community because that is much higher than traditional console prices, to the point where why would you even bother? You could just get like a full-fledged PC as opposed to getting the Steam Machine instead. And a lot of things that people were speculating is that maybe it would be subsidized because they have the Steam storefront, like the Steam Deck, for example. The Steam Deck is the price that it is because they are able to take a bit of loss on the hardware itself because they make up for it with the Steam storefront, obviously. That, however, is not apparently going to be applicable to the Steam machine. According to Linus's video, they won't be following that same model where they're going to be, able to get the price of the Steam machine lower because of the storefront or anything like that, subsidizing through that. Instead, it is just going to be priced like a PC.
A major question mark, though, is of course price. Valve wasn't able to give any specific numbers due to rapidly evolving market conditions, but they will obviously have it nailed down when the Steam machine launches in Q1 2026 alongside the new Steam controller. They did give me one hint, though. They said that while they expect it to be very competitively priced with a PC, that it will be priced like a PC, rather than like a console with games subsidizing the upfront hardware purchase.
For a lot of people, this has been the biggest alarm bell. This has been the biggest red flag. This has been the poop in the soup here that a lot of people are concerned about because if it's not going to be subsidized through like the storefront game sales or anything like that, it is just going to be a very expensive piece of hardware. What that price looks like, we don't know, but a lot of people are saying it's kind of dead on arrival just because of that. Because based on the specs and everything here, it will probably be a very expensive console. Plus, it already feels kind of niche because console gamers, they might not really be interested in just having a PC console. They would probably, if they want to do that and make that switch, they'd probably just invest in like a full PC rig. And PC gamers already have a PC, so why would they want a PC gaming console? So it's been like this weird back and forth, and we don't really have definitive answers on a lot of this speculation or anything. The only definitive answer we do have is that the best PCs in the universe come from Starforge. So if you're looking to get a better PC yourself, go to Starforge and check out the options, see if it feels right for you. But when it comes to the Steam machine itself, it feels like it's going to be made or broken by its price. 100%. More so than most things, I would say. Now, before I give my, Cro-Magnon-ass thoughts on this whole thing, I want to give you Linus explaining why he believes that there's probably not being subsidized through the Steam storefront this time around to get the price on the hardware lower.
They wouldn't say why, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's partially to avoid stepping on the margin opportunities of their potential partners for Steam games and Steam software, but also because they recognize that the Steam machine is a full-fledged PC, capable of being used as a full-fledged PC. There's no guarantee then that, say, a corporate purchase of 10,000 of these things would result in a single game sale. So they really do need to protect the sustainability of their hardware business.
That last theory there, that game theory from Linus, was very interesting to me and something that didn't cross my noodle naturally because I'm a fucking moron. About, there might not be game sales for a big bulk order. Like if a corporation orders a bunch of these puppies here, that's probably not going to lead to them buying any games through the storefront. Thus, it's kind of moot to be subsidized through it in that case. So they're looking to protect the hardware investment itself. But, counterpoint to that, if a corporation is looking to buy 10,000 of these, why wouldn't they just buy 10,000 cheaper MacBooks? Because there are some Macs that are priced in like the $600 to $700 ballpark, to my understanding, at least from what I can find online, which is around the price of some of the consoles out there right now, where this is not going to be priced at that. This will most likely be more expensive than that. So why would they choose this over those options? I feel like this might not be the go-to for corporations. So even though the thought process isn't wrong, like if corporations do buy this, they're probably not going to be buying a fucking bunch of games out the wazoo here. But I also feel like in that case, they probably wouldn't just be buying the Steam machine in the first place for those needs. They'd probably look for other already established corporate norms of like Macs or something. So to me, I feel like the main target audience for the Steam machine would be Steam Deck owners. I feel like that'd be the primary demographic here that would be interested in purchasing it. But if the Steam machine is north of 1,000 clams, who in their right mind, save for those that maybe had just recently got a lobotomy, would actually want to pay that much money for the Steam machine when you could instead just spend that money on a more powerful PC? Like, yes, this is a pretty powerful piece of hardware, But the options in this price range, if it actually is like 1,000 plus, like a lot of doom and gloom people are saying it's going to be, the options in that range are more powerful than what you would get from the Steam machine in the first place. So if it is in that ballpark, why would anyone be buying it? You know what I mean? And I do agree with the sentiment from a lot of people that it lives in a confusing limbo where it's a little unclear, a little muddy who the actual customer is supposed to be. Because if you are already a PC gamer, this doesn't really offer anything that you'd want. You probably already have a rig far more powerful than this in the first place. How would you justify spending what could be $1,000+ on basically a tiny pre-built PC? And if you are a console-only gamer, you don't have any Steam games, you bah humbug Steam, want nothing to do with it, you don't engage in the PC gaming market, well, then you'd probably write this off as dead on arrival, rolling your eyes at the price point if it is like $1,000. Like, that probably wouldn't be enticing for someone to make this foray into PC gaming through the Steam machine. It would need to be priced much lower, priced at like a competitive console point for a console-only gamer to consider. At least I would think so. So it is in this very weird gray area. Then I think it is going to be purely dependent on what the price actually is, whether or not this is going to be like mass market adoption or something like that. But maybe that's not even the goal here. Maybe that's not even what Valve's aiming for. Maybe they're content just delivering a really niche piece of hardware. I don't really know. I'm also not convinced it is going to be $1,000+. I don't subscribe to that idea. I truly believe that the Steam machine will be sub 1,000. On stream, I was speculating maybe up to like 800. Maybe 800 and some change, but I really don't see a world where this gets to 1,000 or over 1,000. I would be shocked if it did. Because I think it'd be very obvious to anybody out there that that is just too much for most people to want to spend on what the Steam machine is offering. At least I would think so. I say that, but then again, fucking Apple has the iPhone Pocket, which is like $250 sock to put your iPhone in, and that's sold out. So there really is just a chance for anything to be extremely successful regardless of the price and regardless of the offering. And it's not like the Steam machine is a bad product here, but I just think it is going to be really, really dependent on the price point here, whether or not this is something that gamers will be flocking to pick up. And I am just very curious to learn more information about how it will be priced. It releases relatively soon, so hopefully we'll know in the next, month or so. That'd be really nice. But yeah, it's been a very interesting conversation surrounding the Steam machine. Like I said, personally, I don't think it's getting to $1,000 or more. I really think it's going to live in like an $800 ballpark, which is still very expensive, and that's still going to be a very tough decision for consumers to make on if that is something they want to pay. So I guess we'll see. I think time will tell. Hopefully pretty soon we'll know. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. Did you see that Midwest safety video? The simple traffic stop turns into citywide chaos. Okay, I'll give it a whirl.
On May 14th, 2025 in Willoughby Hills, Ohio, an officer is on routine patrol when a dark blue Subaru with expired tags passes by. But this routine stop is about to escalate far beyond a typical encounter, putting multiple lives at risk.
Are you okay, ma'am?
I'm shaking up.
Okay, were you in your car?
Yeah, I was in my car.
Go ahead. Traffic stop. Planet Fitness parking lot.
Oh, nothing good ever happens in a Planet Fitness. Uh-oh, this is about to get crazy. I already feel it. The title already told me, but now that I see it's at a Planet Fitness where the Genesis is, we're cooked. Where was this? Doesn't say. I think it said at the beginning, but I already forgot. It's in Ohio? Okay.
Wait a second, it's tempting. Howdy!
I know I'm expired.
Yes, sir.
I'm homeless with the cat in the car right now.
Okay. You got your ID on you? Yeah, it's just expired by, 3 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, we're home. I'm homeless. Been homeless at that time. Yeah, I'm trying, hoping we can shower.
Where's that?
Planet Fitness. My brother's going to send me a screenshot of his QR code. Hopefully get us in there to shower.
All right, I appreciate it. Do you have your insurance with you, Mr. Montgomery? You got your ID with you, ma'am?
No, my ID got stolen.
What's your social? What's that?
Probably the cat.
Oh. What's your social, ma'am?
I don't know by heart, but I can get my...
This seems so polite right now. How does it go tits up?
Where I'm speaking with you, Mr. Montgomery?
No, no.
Okay.
I don't have no weapon. I mean, well, a pocket knife.
The cat's not going to jump out, is it?
Yeah, he will.
Can't find your social right now. We'll just go with your name and date of birth.
Stacy Montgomery.
I'll be back with you in a minute. 42-year-olds, you know, that don't know the social. She's 42 years old. She's going to that social. She's hiding something, or she's got warrants or something like that.
Hey, just keep an eye on them. All right, male driver's the listed owner. Still working.
That's not the most unbelievable thing in the world, not knowing your social by heart. I could definitely see that. I'm sure there's plenty of people that don't. I don't think that's that suspicious.
Dangerous.
Did you find her or no?
No.
So she got the social? She found it?
Timu baby no money?
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna try to find her.
You able to find that social?
He does kind of look like him.
There's a cat in the car. Is that going to be a problem? I don't know who she is yet, so I'm still working on it.
Why don't you keep looking for your social, see if you can find that, okay? So we can get yours.
Hello? Mom, hey. I need you to send me a picture of my insurance. I'm pulled over right now.
Why'd you get pulled over? Speeding?
No.
Oh, okay. Hold on a minute.
I haven't even been told.
She hasn't been able to find it?
Okay, hold on. I hope it don't hang up.
You haven't been able to find it, ma'am?
Oh, not yet, sorry.
Does your phone work when it's not connected to the car?
What do you mean?
Like, if I ask you guys to step out, will it work while she's outside the car?
What do you mean ask me to step out? What did I even get pulled over for?
For the expired license plates, which you said you were aware of?
Yeah, and I'm gotta get that fixed. I understand
Yeah, no problem. I can't find her information, so that's why I was going to ask you guys to step out of the vehicle.
You see how our car looks? Like,
yeah, I see.
Come and go.
The car looks to be in good shape. What do you mean? What's wrong with the car? A little bit of bird shit smudged here, but that's nothing. That'll buff out. What do you mean, man? The car's fine. Why are you saying it like that?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Because of the tag?
What's that?
Because of the tag?
Am I illegally allowed to ask you to step out?
Me? No. Her. I know you can tell me to step out.
Yeah, I can tell both people.
Yeah, but you're asking me.
They're acting kind of fishy.
Location. Right now, I'm asking, right? In a nice, professional.
I'm kind of feeling like all these cops are here for what? Like, what is going on right now?
Well, I have a backup officer, and
there's 7 cops here.
There's not 7 cops. There's 3 cops and a ride-along who's a college student. So 3 cops, not 7.
Yeah, but I don't even know what I did.
Okay, you're not wearing your seatbelt, so I'm allowed to identify you.
What what the hell is a Terminator? Is that the spike strip? Or what did he do? He just drop a bomb under the car tire? What is that? I'm assuming that's a spike strip, right? Fuck is a Terminator? A Claymore! Yeah, man, just deployed the tactical Claymore here.
I'm allowed to identify you. It's buckled behind you. You gave me a name and a birth date, ma'am. It's not coming back to anybody.
Well, I don't know why. That's who I am.
Well,
That's who
most people at the age of 41 would know their social security number.
Most people work, and I don't.
I'm asking you both to exit the vehicle. Roll the window up and exit the vehicle.
Roll the window up?
Yeah, so your cat doesn't get out, dude.
What I'm saying, why am I being asked to remove myself from my home?
It doesn't matter. It's still a motor vehicle, okay?
Yeah,
I know you're sleeping in it. I understand that you're telling me you're homeless, but it's still a motor vehicle. I can ask you to exit, which I'm doing that right now. So right now is me asking. So I'm asking you to exit the motor vehicle so I can figure out who she is. I'm going to have my partner over here run his canine around your vehicle.
Just do.
Okay? That's why I'm asking you, okay? But I need to identify who she is, okay? You're not helping your case right now.
Is that his mom?
Ask, okay? I don't want to get to the tell, and I don't want to get to the make portion, so I'm asking you. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to be cool. Get her car.
Oh, did he just dodge the Terminator? He outsmarted him.
Got flat.
Well, look, that vehicle's taking off.
Bye-bye, Planet Fitness.
It's running on flats. It went over the Terminator.
We're gonna have to swing Squad 2 around. I think I heard the lunk alarm go off in the Planet Fitness. Throw him in cuffs.
It's going towards Lakeshore.
Westbound on Lakeshore. Come on, get you in there.
Going through the construction zone.
HQ, can you find me the biggest man in the Planet Fitness? I want to get him on the horn. We'll get him involved. Holy Jesus. Good, the officer's really going in. Right through the road work.
Like shotgun and Lloyd, probably short.
You ready, buddy? Wycliffe, if you got anybody near Lakeland and Lloyd, they're coming up southbound on Lloyd. It's running on at least one flat. God damn it! That's in grand.
Squad 2, break off and pull that guy over. Hit him with a pit maneuver.
Going over the railroad tracks. It's losing a tire.
Uh-oh, the Terminator's taking its toll on that tire now. Oh, shit. Damn, the officer's growling at him. He's getting feral.
Can you advise Willoughby, just in case it continues east? Throwing out the windows. Throwing something out the window.
It was a banana peel. It didn't work. Try the green shell.
I'm going up to Trenick right now. Continuing eastbound past real time.
Oh, God!
He's throwing drugs out the window.
He's throwing all kinds of trinkets out there. Oh, God! Holy fuck, he threw the whole sleeping bag. Now that was an innovative strategy. I haven't seen that deployed.
Bliss, Oak Ridge.
This is like fucking Diddy Kong Racing right now. Holy. That's a big-ass sleeping bag, too.
More stuff out the window.
Oh, God, Jesus. The Jan Sports backpack as well? This guy's dumping all his loot. No shit, right by the Chick-fil-A. Man, this must be a bumpy-ass road. There's a lot of shit jiggling around here in the cop car. Also, what the fuck was this attempt here? This has to be the laziest deployment I've ever seen of a spike strip. Hopefully he's in the right lane going super slow. What happened? Did he like yank it too far back maybe and I just missed it? Nope, he just runs up and just plops it in the right hand lane there. That one never stood a chance.
Into the Lowe's parking lot. You ready, buddy?
Oh! I smell a pit maneuver. Yep. They had a bunch of open space. Oh, fuck, he's still cruising. Oh, there goes the whole tire. I lost him. I don't know where he is. He vanished. He must have picked up some active camo.
Brian, I lost it. Dark blue. It's only got 3 tires now and damage.
Damn, he actually vanished.
Okay, he's almost up to 84. Something like that. My speed is at 50.
Come on. Jesus Christ. Willoughby, get out of the way.
I have a female on the phone if I'm going to do it, but went northbound on Rush. Alright, just there. Still northbound Rush.
Who's Willoughby? Is that another officer that got beef?
Isaac, let me get around you.
Rival department. Yeah. What are they blurring?
We're both currently smoking meth in the vehicle, I can see.
I thought maybe he was like gearing up to throw a big dildo out there or something. Ah. That's, huh. Wow, they're giving it one big hoorah.
Right behind him. You ready, buddy? You gonna get that, man?
Tactical meth deployment.
We got more spikes. We can get them out.
Almost. That was a more spirited attempt, at least. Oh, fuck. Jesus. Okay, now I'm starting to get a little worried that he hit somebody. Does everyone walk away from this okay? Because now he is fucking zooted off his gourd now. So now he can't even stay in the right side. The meth powered him up. Yeah, it's like the goddamn star in Mario Kart. Was he actually looking to carjack there? It didn't really seem like it.
Downtown Willoughby. Let him go. Let him slow down, Sean. Let him slow down, Sean.
Sean! Hit the brakes, bro.
Just back it off and turn your lights off so he slows down and he's doing 70 on one ramp.
Crossing there, you know.
Alright, let it go. Base, you can advise Menor. He's coming into their city. He's going 60, 70 through Vine Street here. We're going to let him go. He was throwing out numerous baggies. There was a whole book bag he threw out. And
that was a very responsible decision right there. Because it was getting very dangerous.
Just drive, dude!
Why are you yelling at him?
Alright, I lost up at Johnny Cake.
What did he do wrong? He's stressed out. Got a fucking maniac on the loose. You got the methed out marauder just fucking pillaging the city here on the streets.
Searching for them, the suspect seized the opportunity to make multiple carjacking attempts.
Oh, he actually... What the fuck? my god! Damn, this guy's actually fully unhinged. What the fuck? Him and his girl were actually going to carjack them. Damn!
911, where's the emergency? I just witnessed a car slam into another one, and now they're getting into another person's car. They're stealing her car.
What kind of car are they getting into?
It is a white four-door small sedan. I cannot see the make or model.
Wow, the title did not lie. This is chaotic throughout the entire city. And it all started over like an expired tag and asking for a social security number that she forgot. It turns out they stumbled across like an actual madman. And they left their cat in that car, by the way. So they carjacked this and left their cat in this car that they have just crashed into another vehicle. I feel so bad for the cat. I hope the cat's okay.
Car are they getting into?
It is a white four-door small sedan. I cannot see the make or model.
Sean, we just passed it. Looked like it crashed into a house. Just give it back there by the house or no?
They took my car. It's a 2018 Nissan Versa. License plate.
All right, they just took a 2018 Nissan Versa.
Wow.
It's white and it went eastbound from this location. I'll give you an address here in a second.
Walked out of the car and I stole my mom's car. They hit this house and I'm trying to get them to answer the door. Your house was not hit by a car.
Are you okay, ma'am?
I'm shaking up.
Okay, were you in your car?
Yeah, I was in my car. He
Okay.
made me get out.
Do they have a gun or anything?
We don't have a crowbar.
So they
turned right on 306.
Holy shit, so this guy was actually gonna fucking beat her to get the car. Yeah, this guy's hopefully going away for a long, long time.
Heading south.
Chester Township as well. Contact you. Oh, they got it.
You got it?
Yeah, they're on it. Looks like they're going in Chester. They're all the way at 6 and 306. You want me to keep heading that way just in case they wreck it out? All right, I'll keep heading that way and I'll scan them and I'll see what I run into. All right, we're going on a field trip. Yeah, you write your 15th day paper today about how you almost lost your life 16 times in the car. We jumped this bitch twice.
What are you What? How you almost lost your life 16 times in the car? What are you talking about, bro? That's not what I'd want to hear with the person who is still currently driving me. You telling me you almost got my ass killed 16 times today? You don't have control of your vehicle like that? You're not that guy? Bro, drop me off. I'm not on the force. I don't need to be doing this. I've got the data I need for my paper. Let me out. Right, the RGB keyboard goes hard. It does go hard. I think that was a little ballistic. Yeah, he's got the fucking Corsair.
Your life 16 times in the car. We jumped this bitch twice. It sounds like someone's chasing it right now.
Kirtland's right behind it. They're going into Chesterland right now.
I don't know how they got this far on 3 tires.
I don't know where they're going.
Yeah, I don't think they know either, but...
Every freeway we were waiting. Who chases and doesn't go on a freeway?
Right.
Is this it? Let's go!
Here we go. Big deployment. Oh, there you go.
25's got a hit. 25's got a hit. I think I only had one successful hit on the driver's side.
Unfortunately, you damaged your car a little bit. I hate to say it. I'm just.
Did they get him or no?
Mechanic, so he said it's smoking, so I can't imagine it's gonna last too long.
Willow doesn't have an ID on the driver. Does have an ID on the driver. We're gonna have an egg rob.
What? Did the officer... Didn't mean to click there.
They hit this house.
Damage too long.
The officer, like, swerved out of his way to hit the spikes.
Willow doesn't have an ID on the driver.
What the fuck, man? Why did he do that? The cop literally went out of his way, swerved to hit the spikes. What was the point of that? What did he think it was going to be? Like a speed boost or something? Like video game rules? Like it's F-Zero GX or something? Oh, fuck yeah, boost pad! Too many tires. True. This is an unfair chase. I have 4. He only has 3. It's dishonorable. I'll take one out.
We're gonna have to hang Rob or sound like they just got me with spikes.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
899, I just got hit with the spike. I'm dropping out.
Picking up the bags and stuff I found up here.
Damn, he got us. This guy's good.
Yeah? What'd you find?
A nice.
Okay, you tell me where it's at and I'll come get it, okay?
We were just walking, we found a purple nice.
It's down there on the sidewalk. I'll show you exactly where it is.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Give me off, please. Okay.
Man, it's like a citywide scavenger hunt with all like the drugs and knives and shit that he threw out of the car.
Traffic's light and we're down to about 35. He is going left to center without any traffic in front of him. Every once in a while, Mike, he's driving left to center just like he's trying to go at a car, but he's always pulling back off.
Alright, if he's going left to center, shut it down. We know who he is.
Coming up to Giant Eagle here, shutting it down. Yeah, he just pulled into Giant Eagle, Mike.
Alright, see you again.
How long has the chase been going on for? I feel like this has been a really long chase. Starting to get to nightfall now.
Trying to carjack somebody else, it looks like.
Oh, he's actually going for another carjack. Holy shit.
Alright, got a sheriff's car now on the lead. Tried to carjack another car, Mike.
Alright, keep calling it.
They're still chasing him right now as we speak.
Check your pit certified. You get into that parking lot, do it.
Okay, I will do it.
Off-roading.
He's trying to carjack another car now at the gas station.
Oh my god.
Don't get out of the car.
This is the most successful carjacks I've ever seen in a chase. This is number 2. And he almost had a number 3 earlier. Holy shit.
Don't get out of the car.
Oh, okay. 10 rounds.
Oh my god.
One at gunpoint, one on foot.
What seems to be the problem, officer? What's the charge? Enjoying a jack? A succulent carjack? Ah, that was uninspired.
Don't tease me.
I could have done much better with that one.
Hey, watch out. Hey, relax, man. Relax. I ain't have no chance. I came out here and tried to do the right thing. That's a fact. I'm homeless as shit. Hey! I just want to speak to you.
Yeah, what's up?
So, listen, please let me kiss him.
I can't do that.
Yes, you can.
I can, but I won't.
Brother, you carjacked 2 cars, attempted to get a third, threatened to beat a woman with a tire iron to get the car.
I'm dead anyways. I'll be dead in 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right, butt in first. Swing your feet. Time, but shit, it's gonna be what? Will it be?
We will like the car.
The female was driving.
You alright, ma'am?
They don't let me kiss her?
No, sir.
Why?
She's in a different car. Different traffic stop, but then he crashed into a car in our city and carjacked the car. What's your girl's name?
Stacy Montgomery, my wife.
Okay.
Hey, this is so tight.
Okay, we're gonna switch it off.
Ma'am, sit up. Hello? Sit up, ma'am. I need you to sit up. Matt!
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's awful. Nah, I can't watch that. They actually just did all the drugs in their car during the chase. Yikes. No, she didn't. It was actually her just faking it. That's a big brain strat. Because they blurted and shit, and I was like, oh, it must be real. Oh. Damn, they got some fucking strats.
Hey, she go in.
I can't believe you got that far on those rims. I mean, that's
Yeah, I don't.
absurd.
The car was janky as hell too. That's my. Fire's my relative.
Oh yeah.
According to her, she says she has stress-induced seizures. We just checked her out. She's totally fine. She's she said she's cocaine a half hour ago. She's conscious and alert. Okay. This is that stress. Yep.
That's jailitis.
Yeah.
Jailitis, huh?
Fake seizures for. The last thing I want to do is 40-minute ride back and she's flopping around back there like an ass.
So, what were you guys throwing out the side of the window? That's it. Any guns? No. So it was just drugs? No. So now it's not drugs? No, I didn't say drugs. I said whatever was in the car. Just random.
Our fire department.
Jesus Christ.
She doesn't seem like.
Yeah, I'll be like I said. I'll be right behind you too.
How you had $8,000 legit money and nobody want to rent an apartment to you in the hood? Logistics, that's what it is.
What's the longest pursuit you've done?
Oh, that one.
Really?
Jacob Montgomery, 32 years old, faced charges brought by the Willoughby Police Department for multiple felony offenses, including aggravated robbery, grand theft of a motor vehicle, and vehicular vandalism. Separate charges were also filed through the Willowick Police Department, including failure to comply, obstruction, vandalism, tampering with evidence, possession of drugs, and multiple traffic-related offenses.
I saw
The
littering
Ohio
in
Adult
there.
Parole Authority later confirmed that Montgomery was currently on parole and had an open burglary case through the Ashtabula County Prosecutor's Office. The female passenger, Stacy Camplees, was not on parole, but was also connected to the same open case. Camplees, 42 years old, was identified as a passenger in a vehicle connected to an incident involving aggravated robbery with a weapon, robbery, grand theft of a motor vehicle accident, and vehicle vandalism. She was taken into custody.
Why does it say free text? What is that? What is that? Is that a charge or is that like a placeholder, like boilerplate shit? What is free text? Some lorem ipsum. Yeah, I guess maybe that is just bottom text. I guess.
During the investigation. However, the prosecutor determined that charges were not warranted. In a separate incident reported by Willowick Police, Camplees was later booked on charges including possession of drugs, tampering with evidence, obstruction, and possession of drug paraphernalia, and was cited for failure to wear a seatbelt while in the front seat. She was later transported to Hillcrest Hospital for evaluation, where medical staff assessed her and determined that she had no injuries, despite her apparent seizure-like behavior. Once medically cleared, she was returned to the Willowick holding facility for booking. Jacob was taken to another hospital and then transferred to Lake County Jail, where he was ordered to remain in custody and was not granted bond. Following the vehicle's recovery, officers located drug paraphernalia, including a glass smoking pipe and materials commonly associated with narcotics packaging. They also observed white powder residue throughout the interior of the vehicle. Officers also located the cat concealed under the driver's seat, buried beneath various items.
Oh.
The cat was removed and transported to a veterinary hospital for evaluation before being transferred to animal care services and is not suspected of wrongdoing. For privacy purposes, we are not identifying the cat.
That's cute. What an adventure that was. Wow. So she got off very easy. Which I'm very surprised about. She actively kept going in the vehicles he was stealing during the armed carjacking. Wow. They really took it easy on her for that. Under duress, maybe? I guess, but they didn't say that. Probably because he did all the assaults and he was driving. Yeah, but she also saw the carjacking and then still got in the vehicle. Like on her own volition, walked and ran into the vehicle. Like, if I watch someone steal a car, I can't just, like, sprint to it and be like, alright, here I come! Or at least I didn't think I could. I thought I'd get in trouble for that. They got Cracksepticeye. He doesn't even look like him at all, but that's a great name. I feel like you just had that one in your back pocket and needed something almost close enough to use it. That is a banger name. That is definitely a banger name. I'll just go with something easy. I don't want to work too hard for it. Will be the Goatsy lineage. For those that don't know what Goatsy is, you're probably too young to be here anyway. Riveting. I like that. That's cute. How very humble. You can play it in a total shit mode or the best mode ever made. At least in our opinion. Ooh. It's like horror movies that say it's all based on a true story when they just read like a single Reddit post like a scary copy pasta. I've seen enough primitive technology to know how to build a home out of nothing but dirt and cum. The Goatsy clan will survive. The fish is coming back to life. The Goatsy lineage will put a necromancy spell on it. I feel like this needs David Attenborough. Oh god. I'm having sleep paralysis or PTSD or something. Oh, I just got jacked out of the Animus? Where am I? Oh, I'm growing a neuron! Jesus! I'm learning how to make an automobile. I've got you. And just like that, the last of the Goatsy clan was eliminated. Should have used intelligence. I'm coming, young one. I have a broken tibia, it seems. Hey, my broken leg has healed itself. All it took was jumping on it, running on it, and yelling at a monkey. What do you mean, new food discovered? You're telling me this monkey got to this level of maturity without ever having a sip of water? I don't believe that for a second. Drink with me, brothers. With this new water discovery, the Goatsy clan can get big and strong. Oh fuck, I poisoned myself. The gluttony got the best of me. Quick, wash it down. I wonder if you can accidentally overdose on this. Water poisoning. I know you can in real life, but how accurate is the game? I really do look like a mime performing for quarters. That's how Goatsy will make our living. We're not gonna make it past winter at this rate. Let alone evolving to a spacefaring civilization. The only way we survive is up this waterfall. Porn at the top. That would jumpstart the evolution significantly. The bottom right isn't a radar. It's like looking for fucking Dragon Balls or something. It doesn't change no matter what. It changed when I switched monkeys, though. When do you evolve to make hentai? Probably right after we learn how to masturbate, I'd say. Oh, holy shit, it's a warthog. Ouch. Fuck. I don't know yet. Good lord, the crocodile's climbing! Man, this crocodile is the apex predator here. If only Billy the Exterminator were around. Come with me, my fellow Goatsy warrior. It's time we finally take our first steps into the 21st century. We're going to grow our own ghost peppers, and then film it with a camera we create from piss, shit, and mirrors. The entire jungle will love this. We may not be wealthy in nutrients and food, however, we'll have something far more valuable. Clout. I am Caesar, champion of spread asshole, leader of House Goatsy. I request an audience with you. Fuck. Diplomacy has failed. Get the fuck out. And now. Why can't I? I'm not dodging. What the fuck? Well, just took that hit to the chest and now my nipples are erect. How is my commander doing? Oh, he wasn't even here. Tried to solo him, I guess. Alright. Just sleep it off. Rest with me. Everyone knows boars are like lightning. They never strike the same person twice. I'll sleep off this broken leg and then we get right back to the exploration and the expansion. There we go. Oh, good lord! You slept on a snake. Now that's that kind of fearlessness we need in the Goatsy house. He used a snake as a pillow. That is a being of pure testosterone and high-octane energy. No fear whatsoever. Ice in the veins. Fucking monster. What on earth is this sound? Am I being stalked by Darth Vader? Who's hyperventilating? God damn. Someone's hitting that oxygen mask hard as shit. Slowly. Use your Zetsu so it can't sense our Nin presence. Oh. Alright, well that works too. A decoy. Perfect. Now we can swoop in, kill the snake, steal the meat. That just helped us out a lot. I still have my rock, right? I can't. No, I don't have my rock anymore. I have to barehand it. Strangle it like Bart Simpson. Does he see me? No, just a coincidence, yeah. Okay, good. Nope, it might be onto me. We've been compromised. Good God! I'm coming! Oh, fuck! Mummifying him. Oh, shit. You slimy son of a gun. I definitely thought I slipped out of that one. There we go, I got it that time. Where's my melee button? And where are all these boars coming from? Who's sending these hogs? I didn't even see that shit. Was it invisible? Alright, well that's another good distraction. Melee, where's my haymaker button? Quick! Use the devil breaker! Well, I'll try and steal the meat while it's just asleep, I guess. Oh, it's back. I've already mastered the timing of the perfect dodge. You'll never touch me again. It's a waste of your time and energy. I can go for this meat all day. I mean it, I really don't mind. I'll treat this like a goddamn Mario Party minigame if I have to. There's only so many times it can lunge at me before it gets tired. Or the programming on it breaks and the AI just malfunctions. I was really close that time. I wish my teammate would come help me carry this meat back to camp. With 2 people it could be a lot faster. But for some reason he's just jerking off right next to the snake. Just sitting over there, not even at a safe distance, just watching from the very fucking front row for no reason. At least sit on him. Slap him around a little bit. I've got the snake distracted. Do something. Put a finger in its ass. I don't even know why I took him on this journey. Let's try intimidating. Oh! God, fuck. Oh, he slipped out. Good work, good work. I'll just try and scare the snake away. I don't think it'll work. I don't know why it would be afraid of us after it can clearly see that we can't fight back. We can't even throw like a wet noodle punch at it or anything, so I don't think this intimidation strategy is gonna work. But it's my only option. Just come sleep. Everyone knows boa constrictors won't strike if they think the target is asleep. They have like the Knight's Honor code. Come sleep. Hey, god damn it! Just come up here and come to sleep. Fuck. You'd be totally fine if you just joined me up here for rest. Or sleep down there, I guess it doesn't really matter. Alright, now we just sleep it off, snake will get bored, snake will leave, we'll be fine. And then we can finally take the meat, assuming it doesn't rot. Here's hoping acid rain doesn't wash down or something. Oh. You see, that's what happens when you sleep down there. Why didn't you just come up on the fucking branch? Made himself like a bed of broken glass and broken dreams down there next to the snake. I don't know why he wouldn't come up here and sleep it off. Intimidating the snake still doesn't work, to no surprise. I don't think I'm gonna get this meat ever. It's very vigilant. I'll just find my own source. I'll just look for like a fucking Wendy's or something somewhere out here in the jungle. There are plenty of things I don't like. Traffic, bad drivers, green eggs and ham, and of course, Nintendo's business practices. That last one I've moaned and groaned on for years, because I love their games, but the way the company is run is the most unfriendly corporation in the gaming space. I don't think they're the greediest, nor do I think they're like the most degenerate or anything. That still firmly belongs to Ubisoft. They wear that crown proudly. I don't know what happens over there at Ubisoft. I guess their workday consists of going in and huffing paint thinner and then eating glue. But it is crazy how out of touch that company is, and everything you could possibly do wrong as a business, they do with a smile on their face. Nintendo is nowhere near that level, but I think Nintendo is just so anti-consumer and very aggressive to the people that love their games. They make incredible games, but they make it abundantly clear they really don't like you to enjoy their products in ways that they don't intend for it to be used. And they are not afraid to bring that fucking hammer down. They throw their meat on the table and say, suck or else. They have many times over the years shut down community events for a variety of reasons, and recently they've put their peepers on a speedrunning charity event called RTA, where they gave them a warning that unauthorized use of the Nintendo games would no longer be permissible by this event. They need Nintendo's permission for them, but they gave them that warning way too late, thus they couldn't get that permission in time. Now, this is an event that's been run for almost a decade now without hiccups. They've run Nintendo games for all these years, and now all of a sudden, Nintendo puts up a big stink about it saying, whoa, 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 scoundrels, you can't do that, you fucking hooligans, you need our permission for each game here. I guess they just had the itch. They were scratching at their neck looking for something else to shut down from people that love their games, so they went out of their way to target this charity event. And while they're not shutting it down per se, they did just put a big damper on it by forcing the event to have to omit Nintendo games because they didn't get enough time to get Nintendo's permission after receiving their notice. This event's been run for the past 9 years, and then suddenly this time around they received a warning from Nintendo about using games without permission. They do still have hopes that they'll be able to bring Nintendo titles back into this event in the future, but this came so suddenly, way too quickly, that there's no way they can get permission in time for it. Thus, they've had to pull the titles from this upcoming RTA, which starts today. RTA in Japan made the announcement on their website explaining the absence of the titles. Apparently, Nintendo pointed out to the nonprofit on June 13th that organizations require prior permission to use Nintendo games, adding that RTA in Japan's previous use of Nintendo titles was unauthorized, as permission was not obtained in advance. Oh no! That's a big-time crime right there. Unauthorized playing of a Nintendo game. Oh boy. That's some big potatoes right there. But anyway, immediately upon receiving the notification, RTA in Japan began negotiations in the hopes that they could use the titles again for future events, but as of right now, it hasn't really gone anywhere. It's been decided that RTA in Japan will apply for permission on a per-event, per-game basis, basically having to ask Nintendo every single time one of their contestants wants to play through a game, even if it has been featured at previous RTA in Japan event. In their announcement, RTA in Japan revealed that they were unable to establish clear guidelines on this process in time for 2025, hence the omission. They also apologized to everyone who had applied to speedrun Nintendo games for the event. This article then goes on to explain the reaction to this. So at first glance, it seems like overprotective Nintendo picking on a small charity event. However, the majority of Japanese-speaking users commenting on the matter took a balanced view of the situation, or even sided with Nintendo, with many saying they understood why Nintendo had taken this action now. RTA in Japan started off as a small volunteer-run effort. However, over the past few years, it has grown into a large public event with major sponsors, and the organizer is now registered as a general incorporation association with all the bureaucracy and responsibility that brings. The event's growing prominence is likely what made Nintendo sit up and take notice. Some commenters even said RTA in Japan should have been more responsible and proactively taken measures to ensure that they had Nintendo's permission to avoid disruption to speedrun events. Oh my god. I hate this corporate dick sucking. This should be a positive thing. That this small volunteer-run effort has grown into something that generates real meaningful change and help to charitable organizations. This should be a celebration, not like a, well, you got too big, you should have known, you should have went and sucked on Nintendo's titties over there. Should have begged to be able to play those games there. You should have known. You're not allowed to just play games on the big screen and try and raise money for charity. That's illegal. And you know what? If Nintendo wants you to ask permission, fine. Why couldn't they have told you that months in advance so that way they could actually go through this process and have them present at the RTA in Japan as they have been for so many years previously? Clearly, June 13th wasn't enough time here. This is apparently a pretty long process. Why did they wait so long? Why not give them this notice at the start of the year or something? Why did they wait until there was no time left to possibly get the negotiations settled and get permission to have them played? Why did they wait so long? Why didn't they make that clear explicitly earlier? If this has become so big and it is already so known that Nintendo games are integral and have been woven deeply into the event, why wouldn't that have been made more clear to the organizers way before it was like at the deadline? It doesn't make sense. It's just so unnecessary to begin with, by the way. I don't think there's any justification or excuse for it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. They are playing your games because they love them and they want to use them as a way of generating positive change in the world. I will never be able to wrap my noodle around the Nintendo perception of every player being an enemy. They treat everyone that touches their game as a threat to their company somehow. Unless you are playing that game privately in your own home at all times, you are viewed as like an actual adversary to them. If you play this game in like a public manner in any way, they will put you under the microscope. It doesn't make sense to me. This is a fucking charity event. Again, if Nintendo wants them to ask permission, fine, but maybe just have that be more of like a collaborative effort at that point. Like, hey, we'd really love if you asked us permission so that way we can be like a big part of this. We love what you're doing with this charity speedrunning event. We love that you love our games. Let us be a part of it. Just talk to us first. As opposed to be like, you need our permission for each individual game, and if not, you cannot have us there. We will come after you. Like, that is such a different tone. If they want this to be more collaborative with permission, fine. But give them that warning sooner, and then also, maybe, like, for this one, they could have been like, hey, I know we didn't tell you this in time. You can still play our games this time around. You'll get, like, our expedited permission for this, but just know, for the following event next year, we would like to go through, like, a deeper negotiation and work more together in order to ensure everything is fully authorized. Like, you didn't need to come in here with the fucking sledgehammer. It's a charity event. It should be something to be celebrated. And overall, it's just so pathetic from Nintendo here. Again, it's your games, sure, you can legally do this, but why do you want to be the biggest douchebag on the planet? They're just a bully. They are now bullying a non-profit charity speedrunning event. Unauthorized use of their games. They're just playing them. They are just playing your games while trying to raise money for a really good cause. What kind of company has an issue with that? They're not stepping on your toes or anything. They just love your games and want to play them, speedrun them, and raise money for a good cause. How does that not fit in line with the Nintendo MO of bringing positivity through this art? It's just crazy to me. And unsurprisingly, I've seen a lot of Nintendo drones defending this, as there always will be. There are people that will fight tooth and nail for the honor of Nintendo as they continuously get spit upon by the company, but they love that spit in their mouth. They live for that shit. They do all their PR for free. So there are people saying that it's not that big of a deal. This is a legal thing, and, they gotta ask permission if they want Nintendo games. They're not shutting them down. They're just saying, you need our permission to play those games. And I know I'm about to repeat myself, but it is just a point that needs to be made, like, strongly. There's, like, no real way to wiggle out of this checkmate here. If it isn't that big of a deal of, like, asking permission from Nintendo to play these games, why did they wait until there was no time left for RTA in Japan to get that permission? Why wouldn't they have given them this warning, this notice, much sooner, so that way they could go through this entire process, go through this whole song and dance that Nintendo requires them to do? It does seem like there's a lot of moving parts to it. Why wouldn't they tell them this and get this going many months ago? This event has become big enough that clearly Nintendo is aware. They could have easily reached out to them and let them know much earlier this year. So that way they would have had time and they would have gotten the permission to be here. Instead, they waited until there was absolutely no time on the clock. They couldn't get the buzzer beater negotiations over the finish line. Thus, they just had to remove the Nintendo games or else face potential punishment. Like, I don't understand how anyone could look at this and think Nintendo's in the right here. Like, if they want you to have to ask permission, fine. But make that clear way in advance so that way they can do that. I don't think there's a strong defense for it. Now, I've made it clear I have no plans of buying Nintendo property again until this company has a drastic overhaul. I know, what a brave hero. But I keep getting asked, like, what do I think of DK Bonanza and all that? I think the game looks great. I have no plans of getting it. I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2. I have no plans of buying a Nintendo Switch 2. Even though I'm the biggest FromSoft fanboy there is, I am, like, so fucking deep, like, in the hypnotism that I must consume all FromSoft. Their upcoming Switch 2 exclusive game, Duskbloods, still not going to be getting it if Nintendo as a company doesn't change, or at least show that they're willing to work more with the community and go in a better direction. It's shit like this is exactly why. I can't stand it. It's so incredibly unnecessary. It's a speedrunning charity event. I find it so weird how successful companies have been at brainwashing people to side with them always. It's become very common for people to side with a corporation over an individual now. Now, granted, in this case, the speedrunning event, the charity event, is a company too, but it is a non-profit organization that solely is doing this to generate money for a charitable good cause, using products that they own to make a positive impact. And somehow people are still going against them, blaming them, saying that they were in the wrong, just because Nintendo said so. Because Nintendo reached out at the last minute saying, no, you can't play our games because you didn't get our permission, you need to get our permission, let's start. When there was no time to start and finish that negotiation, thus they had to get rid of those games, which are a big part of the event, apparently. I just don't know how people can be at this point where all of a sudden they look at that and be like, yeah, Nintendo was super right. It's just super weird to me. Anyway, just wanted to yap about this a bit. That's it. See ya. You gonna participate in Kodansha's Manga Academy contest? Anyone can compete? Oh, I should make my own manga. Holy, that goes crazy. I can't draw for shit, but maybe I could be like one. And I can get Murata to make the actual manga. Imagine. But to be honest, one's webtoon, like, it really didn't look that bad. It was fine. Kodansha is opening its doors to the world as our first unified global scouting project, not just another manga award, but a search for the raw, the bold, and the yet-to-be-discovered talent across borders. We're not looking for perfection, we're looking for potential. Okay. So you get a cash prize, 300k yen. Okay. Do I get like a deal with them? I get featured, but I don't get like a deal? It's about $2,000. Okay, so it's 2K, own editor, and publication on manga platform. Alright, gotcha. I thought, the way I was reading this, it seems more like you just get one spotlight. They just feature it once. But if you get like a deal, that's good. That sounds cool. The man who forgot how to poop manga, here we come. Yeah, I'll submit a bunch of my ideas. I will submit the woman birthing herself to achieve immortality. That might be the way to do it. A shotgun approach, just everything all out there at once. What are some of my other banger ideas I've had? The Yanni and Laurel one. That only works as a movie. Skynut manga. Skynut manga, that's a good idea. But if you win, would you actually go to Tokyo? No. No, I'd ask someone to go in my place. A body double. I can't fly. Oh yeah, we could go for one of those like long title ones. That's good, that's a good idea. I used to be a shitposting loser, but then I leveled up to level 900 when I got whisked away from my magical refrigerator and I gotta defeat the Shadow Lord before breakfast. That kind of thing. Yeah, that actually goes hard, write that down. Yeah, it's a good one, that's a good idea. That might have legs. Rooster fight is a thing, so anything's possible. Rooster fight's cool, though. The animation that I commissioned is a really good idea. I just don't want to blow my load on it in too many spots. I'd rather the animation come out first, so I'm not going to rip that for the manga. Not the Godslap one, the other one. So I don't want to ruin that one yet, because I think it's a great idea no one's done. So that one's got to stay in the old steel trap. Shueisha's manga contest could be next, though. We can submit tons of good manga, though. It doesn't have to just be one. We can do both. Maybe this isn't such a bad idea, actually. Imagine. Can anyone submit ideas? Yeah, it's apparently anyone. You submit your manga. It's not ideas, you submit a manga, by the way. I think it'd be fucking worthless if you just feed them just 2-sentence ideas. They want like a product. How much AI shit do you think they'll get? So much. They will get so much, I bet. Sounds like they're looking for artists more than people to write stories. Probably. That would be my assumption. They'd probably prioritize the style over the writing. I would think. Maybe not, though. Oh, this guy's onto something. AI fucked my mother, so now I must hunt down with the Demon Lord in order to find the creator of the AI, but on the way I find a robot that I fall in love with. I think you've got something there, Deku. Adapt your League documentary into a manga. Wait, you're kind of cooking. Based on a true story. That might be the way to do it. It's not a bad approach. It's definitely not a bad approach. That's for sure. A tournament manga, but scalpers fighting over Pokemon. Instantly sued. You lost the contest and you got Nintendo knocking at your door. You're cooked, bro. That's never gonna work. Would you ever visit other countries without flying? Probably not. Yeah, we'll see. Who knows? Make a Baki spin-off about Unnamed Cop 1. Oh, generic police officer? That could be a cool idea. A character who never actually participates in any of the fighting or the story itself, but is always a witness to it. So you experience the story through his eyes, because he just happens to be in the right place at the right time to see everything unfold. You can travel by boat, though. Terrible idea. I would never travel anywhere by boat that far. An awful journey. I thought people in Florida love boats. True. Boats are fine. Boats across international waters over the course of like a 2-week trip. Fuck that. I got no problem with boats in general. Going out and fishing and stuff, but I would never fucking take a 2-week voyage to go somewhere on boat. Your requirements for flying is having a fighter jet with military pilot and parachute rig. So would you travel on a boat to another country if the captain was Navy? Yeah. Oh, for sure. If for some reason the fucking Navy was like, oh, Charles, you wanted to go to Sweden? Yeah, hop aboard. We're actually heading that way right now. I'd do it, yeah. At that point. Because if anything goes wrong, I'll just take one of the choppers out or something. Yeah. For sure. Hey, we're about to park this aircraft character in Sweden, leaving from Tampa. You want to hop aboard? I'd absolutely do that. Or Japan or something, wherever it's going. Like you would know how to fly a chopper. I wouldn't fucking fly it, but I'm assuming if something went catastrophically wrong, everyone would be taking choppers out of there and I'd just hop aboard. But if the military's already willing to chauffeur me around, then yeah, I'd just take the fighter jet. It wouldn't be my first choice. If the military for some reason was willing to use resources to let me travel somewhere, I'd do the fighter jet. With parachute. And on the lap of the jump master. But that's flying. It's not the actual act of flying that scares me, it's the act of dying in a plane. But if there's like backup strats, like fail-safes, like there is in a jet with the ejector seats and all of that stuff, oh, I'd for sure do that. I'm pretty sure everyone's afraid of dying. Exactly! Which is why it's completely rational to be afraid of flying. That's what I'm saying, so you get it. See, you're starting to understand it. What about a blimp? There's only like fucking 4 blimps left in the world. No, man, I wouldn't take a blimp. That's waiting for a disaster. Fucking Hindenburg. Well, hopefully we can connect countries with those speed trains in our lifetime. Yeah, that'd be cool. I like that idea. I also am waiting for Pangea 2. When everything just comes together again, then I'll just take long road trips. Either one of those would be great for me. We need teleportation. That'd be cool too. That one I don't think's ever happening, but... Well, I also don't think Pangea sequel's happening anytime soon either, but teleportation I know's not happening. But maybe like pneumatic tubes or something from continent to continent. But I feel like that'd be fucking awful. You'd definitely just die in transit there. It'd just blow you to pieces with the speed. That's probably off the docket.